him for week 0. We'll also talk some NFL preseason and baseball as well. So a lot of picks, a lot of talk with Alan Bell. 3:45, we'll talk some baseball as the weekend's here. A lot of stories around Major League Baseball. Some good series getting started today. We'll talk about that at 3:45. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports. He'll join us. We'll talk some more wagering with him, get some picks for tomorrow, talk a little baseball, maybe even get some futures from Bruce Marshall when it comes to either college or the NFL. 4:30, we'll talk some football. We'll talk about the slate tomorrow. We'll also talk a little bit more about the SEC moving to 9 games, what that means, maybe what the ACC will do as they try to move to 9 conference games. We'll do that at 4:30. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas. He'll join us to talk the Razorbacks and the SEC. 5:30, we'll get to What's Trending. I think at 5:30 during What's Trending, I found this list yesterday, and I because of all the SEC news, we weren't able to get to it, but it is a list of the 25 best rookie quarterback seasons in the last 25 years. It was on The Athletic, so I want to pull that up. I want to talk about that a little bit. I think we'll do that at 5:30, and then at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Moe's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure studios where family and fun come together, and Family Leisure needs your help to clear out the warehouse. All in-stock patio furniture up to 60% off, and 4-piece deep seating sets only $999. Chase Lounges, buy one, get one half off, and all Polywood furniture now 20 to 30% off. Head out there, get that outdoor dining table, and receive a free umbrella with purchase. Don't forget about the special financing. It's available, but only at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Well, this first hour is brought to you each and every afternoon by our friends over at Lexus of Memphis. And here's Brett with a word from Lexus of Memphis.
This hour every day brought to you by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2025 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2025 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for a luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Well, I should also remind you, you can be a part of today's show. Hit up the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line, 901-360-8255. Again, 901-360-8255. Anything you want to talk about, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you as we get to the weekend. But let's go ahead and get to top story of the day.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is football season. Week 0 kicks off tomorrow morning in Dublin, 11 a.m., Iowa State and Kansas State. A top 25 matchup. Really looking forward to that. But after that, we got a full day of action. It's not a ton of games, but it is enough games as kind of an appetizer to get you through this Saturday. And then next week, we'll really kick it off with week 1. Then on top of that, we've got the final week of NFL preseason. We'll start learning in the next couple of days what the cuts are looking like, who's making rosters, who isn't making rosters. I'll tell you what, last night watching, I did not see the first game, the game on NFL Network last night, but I did watch the New York Football Giants on Prime, and let me tell you something, Landon. The Giants are back. Oh, man. Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, even Tommy DeVito
getting out
and
there
doing some things. I mean, that is a fun quarterback room. You throw James, I already said James. You throw in Russell Wilson on top of that. That's a fun and entertaining quarterback room. And early in the game, you had Jackson Dart. He was looking good. He was driving down the field. He goes down. He ran for it, and they've been trying to tell him, hey, get down, slide, get out of bounds, do something. Don't just try to barrel into the defense, but he doesn't listen to him, and so he had to come out because he wasn't able to get his hands down, and so his head kind of hit the turf. And so they took him out of there and said, look, we got to go check you out, make sure you don't have a concussion or anything. And whole time he's like peeking out. He's like, hurry up, let's go. I got to get back out there. Jameis Winston comes right in, throws a touchdown. He runs off the field. He's eating the W's. I mean, everyone's excited. I mean, look, it might not change this season, but things are changing in New York, and that's coming from a Dallas Cowboys fan.
That's very, very true.
If anything,
very high praise.
They could not win a single game this year, but let me tell you something. They're going to be fun. I'll tell you that much.
They will be fun. Well, my top story, I've been alluding to this for heavily throughout the week, but Hawaii football officially makes its return tomorrow. And bear with me. There's a lot that I've been wanting to say, a lot I've been wanting to talk about, but there's a good reason why I'm excited about Hawaii football tomorrow. In 2019, the Bows finished their season 10-5 with a bowl win over BYU and Zach Wilson in their most successful season since 2010. The next year, Nick Rolovich, the head coach, left Hawaii and went to Washington State, and former Arizona head coach Todd Graham came in and took over. And he was the first coach to win his debut since Bob Wagner in 1987. Todd Graham led the Bows to a victory over Houston in 2021 in the New Mexico Bowl, and in 2020 and 2021 is when everything went south. Reports of mistreatment of the players surfaced, and Todd Graham was forced to resign. And following his departure, all of the top stars and all the top recruits in Hawaii transferred out of Hawaii. Problems with Aloha Stadium also led to the stadium being condemned and forced them back into their smaller venue on campus. And then Timmy Chang, former Hawaii quarterback, was signed to a 4-year deal as the head coach for the Rainbow Warriors. And with everyone leaving Hawaii, this was a brand new team, new coaching staff all around, and less than stellar players on the roster led to little to no depth at all the positions. The Bows opened their season with a 63-10 loss versus a hosting Vanderbilt, and went on to have a 3-10 record that year, struggling in every facet of the game. Since then, Timmy Chang has stuck it out and has slowly been rebuilding Hawaii year by year. In 2023, Hawaii came to Vandy's house and started to mount a comeback in the fourth quarter, coming up short, only losing 35-28, showing that Hawaii had grit and determination and was going to be a fighting team. They finished that year 5-8 with impressive showings against rival Air Force and over Colorado State, and a last-second kick from Matt Shipley, who's currently the Arkansas Razorbacks kicker. There's your Razorbacks thing. The next year, the Bows met some... excuse me. The next year, the Bows met the same fate in their record, but it ended on a very promising note. Freshman quarterback Micah Alejado played the entire game against New Mexico. He threw for 469 yards and 5 TDs, 0 interceptions, setting the freshman single-game passing yards and touchdown records in Hawaii. Now this year, we have returning wide receiver stars in Profele Ashlock and Nick Cynical, who are our leaders from last year. We have returning starters on both sides of the ball, in the O-line and the D-line and the secondary. And Dennis Thurman is our defensive coordinator, who's been working with the same group of guys, implementing his system for years now. Timmy Chang has also had a great year in the transfer portal and in recruiting class, recording one of the highest grading classes in Hawaii's history. And he has done well by landing players like 4-star recruit QB DeMarcus Davis out of UCLA, speedy wide receiver Jackson Harris from Stanford, wide receiver Brandon White from Kentucky, and 3-star edge rusher Kaeo Akana from Utah. The community believes in this team. They believe in what Timmy Chang is doing. And in 4 years, he has taken Hawaii from being a mess to now a 2.5-point favorite, starting out in hosting Stanford tomorrow in prime time of CBS. Right. Get excited for Hawaii football.
Yeah, the big 3 letters, CBS.
There you go.
That'll be fun tomorrow night. I am a little upset that it's not the late night game that
you'll
we're
have
used to
plenty of those
Hawaii
throughout
games.
the season.
But hey, either way, I guess it will be fun to watch some Hawaii football on CBS, which will be
Let's go
really
Bows.
Cool. Yeah.
Not top story of the day.
My not top story of the day, it's the trade we had in the NFL earlier today. We talked about it earlier this week that Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson wanted a trade, and today he got his wish as the Commanders traded him to the 49ers in exchange for a 2026 6th-round pick. That is according to Adam Schefter. So now what does this mean for both sides? For the Commanders, it means that Austin Eckler will be the starting running back for them, and all of this talk about their young running backs, Bill Krosky-Merritt, who it feels like if you play fantasy football, everybody is talking about and everybody wants him on their team. ESPN has him as the number 2 running back right now on the depth chart. Chris Rodriguez Jr. has been getting a lot of run for them at the running back position as well. So I don't know who the second string will be, but it will be Austin Eckler who will get the primary option at running back, and we'll see what he can do back in the fold as the number 1 running back. Now for the 49ers, this means that they add a little bit more depth to that running back room that when you look at the last couple of years, haven't really had much depth. You go and you look at down the line through camp, it has not been a healthy time, you could say, for those running backs. Christian McCaffrey, who missed so much time last year and the last couple of years, has been really banged up. He's been the most healthy player with the 49ers in that running back room, at least. And so now you bring Brian Robinson Jr. on, a guy that can add you some depth and can be that running back number 2 if you have some issues with Christian McCaffrey. If he gets banged up, if he goes down with an injury, I think you feel pretty good that Brian Robinson Jr. can step in and be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We share the same not top story. It's the Commanders trading Brian Robinson to the 49ers for a 6th-round draft pick. And at first glance, a 6th-round draft pick for a running back like this doesn't seem like a great move, but this has actually been a normal occurrence in recent years for trading veteran players. I mean, the one that comes to recent memory is when the Titans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs for a late round pick as well. And if you look at the history of players that have been taken or drafted late in the rounds of the draft, it's really impressive. You go back way back when Terrell Davis was a 6th rounder. More recent round 4 pick was Dak Prescott. In round 5, you got George Kittle. Round 4, Max Crosby. Round 5, Puka Nacua. Round 6, Trey Smith, Aaron Jones, and Tyreek Hill. Round 5, you get a lot of these surprising good players late that you can find later on in the draft. So this could be a really good move for both teams.
Yeah, and we'll see how it plays out for both of them. But I don't think a lot of surprise after hearing he wanted to trade.
No,
that
not
they
at
made
all.
the decision to go and move him, but maybe a surprise that it was the San Francisco 49ers. Well, that'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's go ahead and get to our first break, and when we return, we'll talk some wagering. Alan Bell from Driving the Line, he joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Drive like a pro and support a great cause during the sales drive at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, and Landers Ford North in Covington. We've provided over 100 new Fords to be driven by the pros at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Now they're all being sold with demo prices. A portion of the proceeds go directly to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is a once-a-year opportunity to trade up to a 2025 Ford Expedition or Explorer. Demo priced below market value. That's right, demo-priced 2025 Fords below market value. Visit LandersMemphis.com or come see us at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, or Landers Ford North in Covington. With our Landers Easy Pass, you can get top dollar for your trade-in to help you save even more. Don't miss your chance. Reserve your demo-priced 2025 Ford driven by a pro at the FedEx St. Jude Championship before they're sold. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
When life crashes into you, literally, NST Law doesn't just show up with a briefcase. They show up with heart. They sit with families after devastating wrecks, look them in the eye, and say, "We've got you." No scripts, no legal jargon, just real people fighting for real justice. If someone turned your life upside down, NST helps you stand back up. They've been doing this for over 35 years and have won billions for their clients. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go to nstlaw.com.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech for You. Tech for You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech for You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech for You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated Tech for You. Technology simplified.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I got him on the line. Marty McNate. Hey, man, what's up over there in VW land at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown?
Randy, we're ready to rock your world with 2025 Taos S, now $258 a month.
$258 a month for Taos S rocks. What else you got?
How about 2025 Jetta S, only $254 a month?
Brand new Jetta S, $254 a month. What about Atlas Cross Sport?
Right now, Gossett Volkswagen Germantown has 2025 Atlas Cross Sport SE, $286 a month.
Atlas Cross, $286 a month, plus all 2025 Atlas Peak Editions, $5,000 off MSRP.
That's right, Randy. Come see me, Marty McNate at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future is what you make of it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
Taos SM 058602, MSRP 27011, Jetta SM 085183, MSRP 24150, Cross CSC 228 MSRP 39206. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance and Volkswagen credit. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. Dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer value 8/31/25.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's building pretty good in certain sections of Midtown I-40, especially over here in Chelsea. We just checked it there around the 101 connector. It's moving on I-40 in both directions there around Watkins as well. Going outbound, it's already starting to build on 385 Billmore Parkway, picking up out towards Collierville. Weimer's Jewelry, serving Memphis now for over 40 years. Go by and see them this weekend and shop local at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant Landon with you this afternoon. No Brett. He's back with us on Monday, but right now we got to talk some wagering. We got to talk to Alan Bell from Driving the Line. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. We're definitely going to get to these Week 0 games. I know everyone super excited to have football, college football, back on the television. But before we do that, I do want to talk a little NFL with you as Week 3 of the preseason, the final week of preseason. It started last night. We'll have some more games tonight, and then it will wrap up tomorrow. But what do you anything that has jumped out to you from preseason, any of these games that jump out to you, whether it's wagering-wise or it's just looking at these teams and maybe guys that are making names for themselves, guys that are sticking out throughout preseason? What's jumped out to you?
Yeah, man. First, I appreciate you having me back, buddy. And, what stuck out to me are points. We've seen a lot of points being scored. And, with Week 3, the final week of the NFL preseason, remember this. All right, these teams have to cut down from 90 players to 53. That means when you do the math of 32 teams, that's over 1,400 players that are going to be cut, all right? So what I mean by that is that the second half of these games, especially this week, you're going to see dudes that are fighting to make a dream. right? To make a life, playing in football, because this might be it, right? They're not only playing for their, team to make it, but, the other 31 teams of getting film up, right, of making a practice team, whatever. So, anyways, what stuck out to be your point, and I think you're going to see it especially, you're going to see quarterbacks in the second half of these games try to make a roster, man, and dudes that do that, they move the ball down the field.
Definitely. What did you make of this Brian Robinson Jr. trade earlier today going to San Francisco for a late-round pick?
It makes sense for San Francisco. Number one, at maximum health, they want to run the football. But when they've had injuries at the wide receiver position, they definitely want to run the football. And, with that, man, what's the workload going to be for a Christian McCaffrey, right? Like, how's this all going to play into it? But it absolutely makes sense. I mean, if you're a running back, it's going to be physical, but there's nowhere else you'd rather want to be there or Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they want to run the football. So you want to get fed. That's the place to go to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Alan, talking about the Tennessee Titans, we have our last preseason game tomorrow. We're hosting Minnesota. That should be exciting. What have you made of Cam Ward being on the field? I know last week a lot of people were saying he didn't look that great, but if you looked at the games, it was mainly the receiver's fault. Cam Ward looked really good out there. He looked really comfortable. He's delivering some good passes. What have you made with Cam Ward, and what do you expect to see out of him going into the regular season?
Yeah, man. I'm excited, right? Like, the big thing for me is, you want to take away what you can, but you don't want to, get too high or too low. Mm-hmm. And usually it's too low, right? But in this case, man, like, I think everybody's on the same page that, the biggest thing is, do you look the part? Do you look like you're supposed to be there? Can you function, right? Mm-hmm. And he's wasted zero time. Like, he's getting outside the pocket, moving around. That's a good thing, right? Like, it shows that, he's comfortable being himself, playing his style of game. Not that he's going to do that a lot, per se, but just the fact that he feels okay to do it. We've all seen quarterbacks get out there. Dude, they suddenly start forgetting plays. Things break down, you know what I mean? Yeah. He looks good, man. So, I think it's going to be a peak and valley thing, for the Titans. And like you said, too, it's not always going to be on Cam. Offensive line might have a bad game. Running backs might not pick up blitzes. You're going to go through that with a team that's trying to get better. But the fact that the front office in Tennessee is in good shape for the first time in a little while, that's a good thing. Yeah, man. Like, everybody's finally moving together. It's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are you at with this Michael Parsons situation? We had the news that, I guess not the news that came out. Jerry Jones was on, I guess, a podcast with Michael Irvin last night and was saying after Michael Parsons said that, we had discussions about a new contract, but my agent wasn't there and I didn't really like that and I wanted my agent to be involved. And then yesterday, Jerry Jones is saying, we talked about it. And then when we sent it to his agent basically told us, to forget about it and we need to kind of discuss it more. But in my mind, we already have a deal in place. It feels like it's getting weird. It feels like it's getting messy. Now you're seeing pictures or posts of people saying that he's completely scrubbed his social medias of anything referencing the Dallas Cowboys. Where are we at with Michael Parsons?
It shows that they're going to get a deal done. They're close, right? Yeah. Like, they're both saying that part out loud. But it wouldn't be the Dallas Cowboys without them, right? Like, all teams do this, this negotiation dance, but it's usually done with lawyers on the phone, not, in front of cameras and podcasts, right? Look, if I were a Cowboys fan, I would look at this, chuckle, and say, he's going to get the deal done, right? Like, it's when Jerry's not doing this, that's when you're like, oh, no, Jerry's bizarre. Like, he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little bit of flair, that goes along with it, right? But, what it tells me is that they're pretty close. And always remember, this isn't just football, it's life. Deadline for action. The closer you get to the deadline, boy, everybody starts working a little hard. Right, go get this thing done.
One night you brought it up, and I haven't talked about it, but I'm just saying, he's an owner that is, like, a week before this all came out, he's publicly saying that he likes his team has drama around it. We know Mike Parsons likes people talking about him, kind of knows how to play the game. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that they're going to work on these guys. I'm just saying that I think there are things that point both these guys like to kind of like have these parties.
Yeah, you know, you look at the family dynasty. I'm just talking about like in the sport, like the Jones family and the McMahon family aren't that different.
No.
They know how to put on a show.
No.
You know what I mean? And let me say this. Sometimes we look at it and say, I don't like this. But you know what, Jerry Jones? He's got the most valuable sports franchise in the world. So something is working out right for what he's been doing.
That's exactly right. Oh, well, let's get to some college football, Alan. Games tomorrow that we can gamble on. I know a lot of people excited just to see some college football, but let's go to that first one early in the morning. I guess not too early in the morning. 11 a.m. on ESPN, a top 25 matchup. Iowa State and Kansas State. Right now, Kansas State a 3.5-point favorite. The total at 50.5. I know you got to like something for the first game of the season. What do you like?
Yeah, dude, I love it, guys. So first off, Iowa State was 3.5. You're going to give me the hook? I'm going to take it. Where are they playing? Ireland? Yeah, dude, look, man, football is not an easy sport to take on the road. Think about this. There's a big difference between the Eastern time zone and Pacific time zone, right? 10 a.m., 7 a.m., big difference. Now you're going across the world almost. That's a road game for both teams. I like plus 3.5 because I think it'll be a tight game. Two good football teams. Number two, I like the first half under 26.5. Look, these two teams are going to score points, but again, you can't win the game. Like, I'm thinking like one of these two coaches. I can't win the game in the first half, but boy, I sure can screw it up and lose it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with that, you kind of feel each other out, kind of that heavyweight boxing mentality. You know, I'm going to get out there and run the football a little bit. You know, these first games, even playing at home, you're just figuring out, all right, can we function? Can we line up? Do we all know the playbook? Can we run the football, right? Like, you're going very vanilla, you know, to open this thing up. And now you're doing it in Ireland? Yeah, man, give me that first half.
Do I do anything else tomorrow on college football? I don't want to bring up specific games because I know it's pretty thin after that first one. But anything you like the rest of the day?
When do we have that Hawaii game? Is that week 0? Or
yeah. Oh no, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
6:30. Stanford, Hawaii. Hawaii 2.5-point favorite. Total 50.5.
I like the under. Look, now that under, I think it is 53.5. So it's dropped some, but still. Look, Hawaii is a good football team. Now they're not built like what we are accustomed to. You know, 10 years ago, it's like, dude, I want to get a bet in. You know, it's 1 a.m., right? Like, Hawaii's on. And they're going to score 60, you know. But they're good, but they're not built like that. And what I mean is I like the under in this game. Stanford, not a good football team. However, their defense can mess around and burn some time off the clock. And that's what you want with betting unders. Is you just want the Spurs to know both sides. They punt the football. The Stanford's defense is okay enough. Give me the under. And if you want to take a Hawaii, it's not a bad play.
It's big Hawaii.
Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm hands down the biggest Hawaii fan this side of myself. Claim that title and I wear it as a badge of honor. But yes, I like Hawaii a lot. In my top story today, I was talking about the breakdown of what Timmy Chang has been doing over there in the islands, of how he's really done well with recruiting. I mean, we have 4-star DeMarcus Davis out of UCLA that transferred over there. We have a wide receiver from Stanford that transferred over. We have a wide receiver from Kentucky that's over there. We have 2 of our leading receivers from last year, Fele Ashlock and Nick Cynical, still doing well. Micah Alejado last year, he's going to be the starting quarterback for the game, set the single-season passing yards and touchdown record for Hawaii in his last game. So I expect them to keep rolling on. And like you were mentioning about Hawaii's defense, their defensive coordinator is Dennis Thurman, and he has been working hard and working diligently over there. So I'm with. I like Hawaii in tomorrow's game. I think they get the win tomorrow, and I'm excited for their season. It's gonna be exciting. I'm an excited Hawaii fan. I'll tell you that.
You should be. Like I'm right there with you. This is a good football team. You know what I was saying about they don't have to go off and win 60-58, right?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they can line up and just beat you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of a nightmare trip for Stanford because that defense is for real, and they're going to be ferocious, man. And you're going to see Hawaii really just come out, swing big, put them down, and just say, now we're just going to run the football on you because we don't have to give you the ball back. This is going to be a bad, tough game for Stanford. I'm right there with you. Hawaii is 100%.
Love to hear it.
Anything you like in the NFL with the final week of preseason?
Yeah, man. So, tonight I like we got the Eagles and the Jets. I think that you're going to see some nice backup quarterbacks, running some time here. Game. I like that. I think it's the 33 or 34.5. I also like the Titans and the Vikings, and you're going to see points there. The Cowboys, you know it, man. This preseason, they scored a bunch of points, but they've given up a bunch of points. And I think the Falcons, can score some as well. So, yeah, man, I'm just rolling with points tonight, right? Be careful betting the preseason, but those games, yeah, you're going to see points. You're going to see scores in the 40s. You're going to see both of them going, especially in the second half.
And I'll tell you what team preseason has jumped out to me, and it is the Seahawks. This preseason group with the Seahawks, their backups, they are an absolute wagon out there. And 2-0 this preseason. I think they covered in both games. They're a 3-point dog on the road against the Packers tomorrow. I might have to look at that one because they're at least fun to watch, to say the least.
Buddy, you ain't lying, man. And, in the preseason, a lot of times, go back to the Lions in the Hall of Fame game. A lot of it is just down to can we function, right? That's what I'm saying, in these week 0 games. Can a team just line up, function, run their offense, right? They're very well coached, and that translates down. Second string sees the level that first string plays at. You're like, I got to step my game up. So that's a great observation. Betting preseason, yeah, that's the edge you're looking for right there.
Absolutely. Lastly, anything in Major League Baseball? We're getting into football season, but we can't forget that baseball's still doing their thing. Anything you like tonight in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, man. In fact, Kyle Schwarber hit a home run. It feels like he's never had it. Look, the Mets and the Braves, I think you're going to see runs down there. That series is always fun. And remember, a lot of these series, they just ran them back last weekend. So we're seeing it across the board. The Dodgers and the Padres, the Mets, the Braves. You go down the list. You're going to see runs we saw it last weekend. We're going to see it again. It's hot, humid down in Atlanta. Same deal, man. Dodgers and the Padres. Both of them weirdly came out of that series, and now they both need to hit. And I think you're going to see that tonight, man. We got some nice little rivalry series going on this weekend. It feels like we're getting ready for the postseason. I love it. Yeah. So, take overs in both of those.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Alan, before we let you go, I know so many people I talk to, they tell me I kind of take a break from gambling, take a break from sports betting when it's not football season. But when it comes to football season, that is the time I'm locked in. So tell anybody that might not be familiar with what you are doing over at Driving the Line, what you are doing and where they can find you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, come check us out at Driving the Line on YouTube. 2 daily shows. We talk sports betting for that day, everything you need to know, breaking down games. We break down weather, humidity, home runs, outside, all of it.
Absolutely. Alan, thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy week 0, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
Look forward to it, brother. Y'all be good, man. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
Alan Bell from Driving the Line joining us, talk some wagering, giving us a little bit of everything. Some week 0 plays, some preseason plays, even some baseball plays. So they do it all over at Driving the Line. So make sure you go check out Alan and his crew over at Driving the Line. We need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk a little Major League Baseball.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube.
Are you ready for the...
Watch and listen every day
at Sports 56 WHBQ. Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Brownie, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Marshall Steakhouse is a feast for the eyes as well as the body. Enjoy all American USDA prime steaks, aged 30 days or more, and other delicious meats and sides. Marshall Steakhouse in Holly Springs, named the #1 steakhouse in Mississippi by the Food Network, and named in the top 2 most legendary steakhouses in the South by Southern Living Magazine. Make reservations today and get free bread pudding by calling 662-252-2424 or online at marshallsteakhouse.com. Marshall Steakhouse in Holly Springs, a Southern treat.
Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up. Down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. With over 175,000 cars served in our drive-thru, 4,000 online pickup orders, and 1,500 party packs delivered to offices and events every year, Corky's is your trusted go-to barbecue for parties. Our party packs start at just $6.99 per person. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 meat combos, pick your favorite sides, and as you know, Corky's always gives you plenty of food, so you never worry about running out. Whether it's pickup or delivery, we've got you covered. Corky's makes it easy to impress your guests. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to order for your next gathering today.
Encore flavor. Corky's barbecue.
I think a lot about golf, and when I think golf, I think Miramichi. Did you know Miramichi Golf Course offers membership? It's a great way to play more golf for less out of pocket. Their memberships run for $300 a month plus tax, and that includes unlimited rounds and range balls, no extra cart fees, priority tee time booking, and discounts in the pro shop. Oh, by the way, there's no initiation fee. Miramichi green fees, they'll allow you to choose the right rate at the right time on the right day for your needs. If morning tee times are more important, you can book up to 14 days ahead of time to reserve your spot. If rate is more important to you, there are discounted evening rates available that you can choose from. Miramichi is now open on Mondays, and you'll find the lowest rate is on Thursday. Sometimes you just need to escape the hustle and bustle of life. Miramichi Golf Course provides just the right place to solve that need. The name Miramichi means place of happy retreat. When you need a quiet, peaceful round of golf, please make your way to Miramichi.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant Landon with you as we got a couple minutes left in this first hour. We got to talk some Major League Baseball, and the big news today is, according to Jeff Passan earlier this morning, catcher Samuel Basallo of the Baltimore Orioles and the Baltimore Orioles are finalizing an 8-year, $67 million contract extension. Sources tell ESPN Basallo, who just turned 21, is one of the best prospects in baseball, and less than a week after being called up, he now has a long-term deal. So Jeff Passan mentioned in there, has only been called up for about a week since being called up. 14 at-bats. He's batting .286 right now with 5 RBI as a member of the Baltimore Orioles. With the AAA team this year, he was batting .270 with 23 home runs just this season. So, a guy that can seriously hit in his 5 season minor league career. He hit 73 home runs in 401 games. So, a guy that can really mash. And getting called up, and obviously he's only been there for a little bit of time, so hasn't really had the opportunity to completely feel out major league pitching, get used to it, but getting a big extension. But I've seen a lot of people very excited about this for the Orioles, but it adds questions because there are other young, very talented players on that Baltimore Orioles team, including Adley Rutschman, who does not have a long-term deal, and also plays the same position as Samuel Basallo. So I'll ask you, Connor, what does this mean for Adley Rutschman?
I think Adley Rutschman is going to get traded within the next few years. He's already 27.
Yeah.
He had a great first 2-3 years, but he's kind of just stayed the course, hasn't really improved much. I could see him being moved on from.
So his first 2 seasons, because this is his 4th season in Major League Baseball, his first 2 years in Major League Baseball, first year in 113 games, he batted .254 with 13 home runs, 42 RBI. In 2023, .277 with 20 home runs and 80 RBI. So you made that jump from year 1 to year 2, and like Connor mentioned, since then, last 250, 19 home runs, 79 RBI. This season only batted .227 with only 9 home runs. So, yeah, I don't think Adley Rutschman likes to see that a young catcher just got an 8-year contract with the Baltimore Orioles. But this Orioles team, they've got some young talent, and I think Basallo is going to be a big player for them. You mentioned your New York Mets. They are, I should say, Alan bought them in our last segment. You like to be over all weekend in the Mets, which is great. But you were talking about the Mets. Moving in the wrong direction right now. 7 games over 500, but you look at what they've been doing over the last month or so. They've been struggling out there.
Yeah, we've been struggling really heavily, moving in the wrong direction. We have, over the past, I think, 3 weeks, I think we have a total 3 to 4 weeks. That's not what you want to see. But what you do want to see is the starting guy that we had in Nolan McLean, who had an amazing game, currently sitting at a 0 ERA. Granted, it's only 1 start, but hey, it's cool to see you're in the MLB as a pitcher, and that's your stat line right now. But he is starting tonight for the Mets, and I'm looking to see the same thing that we saw in his debut. But if the Mets want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they need to start moving in the right direction, and that's going back to their winning ways. They are 67-60, not on track right now. They were surefire first place in their division, and now they are struggling to really make any kind of headlines of getting anybody secure that they're going to make the playoffs. And I have them as a wild card team going in. I still have faith in them. Granted, to remind people, I'm only a 1-year Met fan, all right? So I'm still getting into the baseball game, but it's not good to see the overall the overwhelming amount of losses that we've experienced. Where we've only won 1 series in the past 4 weeks. That was against the Mariners. That's not good.
The Mariners good though. That was a good series win.
Right, but before that, you lost to the Braves. You got swept by the Brewers. You got swept by the Guardians. You only had 1 win against the Giants. 1 win against the Nationals, our most recent. We're losing to teams left and right.
We need these stars to go a little bit deeper for the Mets.
The
bullpen is blowing it up every game.
The super bullpen that everyone told me they were going to have.
Yeah, they're blowing it. The Yankees too. I mean, these bullpens that everyone traded for. What's going on?
I mean, our hitters need to hit. That's the big thing. I mean, granted, shout out Pete Alonso. He got the record. He beat Darryl Strawberry for most home runs in Mets history, but that's not good enough. We need him to keep performing. Lindor's been doing his job. Leadoff Lindor, I know I gave you the stat off the air a couple days ago that he has 8, and that's the most in Mets history. We need Juan Soto to have his month of June every month. We need him to keep hitting home runs. We need to keep him. I mean, we're paying him as an all-star. We need him to play as an all-star. We just need all those kind of people to keep stepping up to the plate right now. It just doesn't seem like they are.
Yeah, well, maybe a good opportunity this weekend against the Braves team that goes nowhere, but it is on the road. In addition to Adley Rutschman, also Gunnar Henderson and Jackson Holliday don't have long-term extensions with the ball.
Holiday will.
Holiday will. I'm saying, Sayo gets up here. He's up in the majors for less than a week,
and
he gets an 8-year extension. So either something's going on with those other guys.
Rutschman's about to be 28.
Or this is okay. Take Rutschman out of it. These other 2 young guys. Maybe this Sayo fella is going to be that good, where they're just like, we got to lock him down immediately. We know he's going to be great. So I think good things ahead for Samuel Sayo. We need to wrap up this first hour, get to a break, and when we return, we're talking more wagering. Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insider and CBS Sports, he joins us next.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its community and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Mid-South, it's time to put a new Volkswagen in your driveway, and we got it covered at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. 2025 Taos S, we got it now $258 a month. How about 2025 Jetta S? We got it $254 a month. And right now, 2025 Atlas Cross Sport SE, we got it $286 a month. Plus all 2025 Atlas Peak Editions, $5,000 off MSRP. That's right, $5,000 off all 2025 Atlas Peak Editions. So let Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike put a new Volkswagen in your driveway today. Hurry to Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Biker Shop, online at GossettVWMemphis.com, where we're charging forward and charging less every day. If you want it, we got it at Gossett Volkswagen.
SM 058602, MSRP 27011, Jetta SM 085183, MSRP 24150, Cross CSC 228 MSRP 39206, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Volkswagen credit, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see complete details offer value 831.25.
Sometimes the best solution is breakfast. A fresh, tasty, made-to-order breakfast from Sunrise. It doesn't matter what challenges you're facing. A visit to either Sunrise on Jefferson or Sunrise East on Poplar is almost certainly going to make that burden just a little bit lighter. Think about it. Your mood will always be improved by chowing down on some perfect eggs with Sunrise's signature square biscuits. And it's important to note that both Sunrise locations also sport full bars. So whatever life is throwing at you, a belly full of Sunrise washed down with a Bloody Mary is bound to make it better. Life is always better with Sunrise.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
When When you're hungry for good meat, trust the family that has been feeding Memphis since 1967. Charlie Hogan and the Triangle Meat Company, formerly Charlie's Meat Market. Trust Triangle Meat for fresh beef, hamburger, and roast. Trust Triangle Meat for delicious pork ribs, chops, and butts. And trust Triangle Meat for tender chicken you'll love. Feeding lots of folks, Triangle Meat Company has all the meat you need. Shop Triangle Meat Company, 8 to 5, Monday through Saturday, 4790 Summer Avenue, 901-683-1192. Fresh or frozen, big or small, trust Triangle Meat Company.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. We're building pretty good right now in certain sections of Sam Cooper going outbound, trying to get back up on the interstate. It's also trying to increase 240 at Parkland. So far, so good. Trying to push south of Memphis on 55 down through South Haven into DeSoto County, all the way down into Tate County, where we did have radar in that southern portion of DeSoto County into Tate County earlier. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Go see them this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry out there on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back in Sports Time, Bryant Landon with you as we start our second hour. We got to talk some more wagering. Joining us like he does every single Friday afternoon, Bruce Marshall, Vegas Insider.
Joining the guys every Friday is college football historian and Vegas legend Bruce Marshall from Vegas Insiders, CBS Sports, and his own website, bamsports.net. With over 30 years on Memphis radio, with handicapping and sports talk, here's Bruce Marshall with Bryant and Brett.
Bruce Marshall joins us now to talk some games. And Bruce, we got games tomorrow morning in college football, a handful of games to kick us off in week 0. I've heard throughout the week that there is a disconnect with some people. Some people love week 0. Some people dislike week 0. Where do you fall in terms of week 0? Bruce, you there? We lost Bruce. Connor, try to get him back on.
Well, I like week 0.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. I know you asked me.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like this disconnect. Like I've been seeing, watching television, like watching ESPN or watching this or that, and I'll hear people be like, "I can't stand week 0." I'm like, "What's?"
I don't understand why. I mean,
I think it's for some people it's the idea of week 0, like the name of it.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'm also a bit confused because if you remember last year, it was hard to forget, but when Florida State lost to Georgia Tech and they were number 10, and then they went on to next week, they were still ranked number 10.
Because we don't have another top 25 that comes out. We have a preseason top 25 that comes out, and then there's one after week 1. But
right, but that's still a loss on their column, so I don't understand how that didn't affect their rankings until they lost the second one.
They didn't re-rank them. Like the AP didn't come out with another poll until
That's
after
interesting.
week 1. Yeah, so I don't know. But we have Bruce Marshall with us again. We'll try this again. Bruce, you there? How you doing this afternoon?
Yeah, pretty good, Brian.
Good. Well, we got week 0 starting tomorrow, 11 a.m. on ESPN over in Dublin, Ireland. A top 25 matchup, a conference matchup, Farmageddon. Should be a good one. How do you view both of these teams, Iowa State and Kansas State, going into?
Well, one thing to note about these games over in Ireland, it can be pretty dangerous for the teams that lose. 3 years ago, this was Northwestern and Nebraska, and it proved to be Northwestern's only win of the year. It was a close win. But Scott Frost was gone about a month later after that loss, so he got off on a bad foot overseas, not good. And I don't have to remind everybody about last year. We saw what happened to Florida State, lost that opener on the last play to Georgia Tech, and it preceded a terrible season for Florida State. So history says a little bit of a risk losing in this game. I look at this as a complete toss-up. I'm very surprised that Kansas State has to be made a favorite, and I'm just listening to all the commentary around, and there's just something out there in the marketplace that seems to rate Kansas State is better than Iowa State just because of the name, and I don't get it. Iowa State has been winning and covering in this series in recent years, the last 2 and 4 of the last 5. They won 11 last year. K-State won just 9. K-State had a poor spread mark away from Manhattan last year, won at 6. Matt Campbell's got a 5-1 mark. His last 6 as an underdog. It's a short price here, but that still would apply. Both starting quarterbacks are there, no edge in returning starters. And I just don't see why, given all that, so you make Kansas State a favorite. It has pulled back a little bit to around flat 3. I see now. I saw this thing get up as high as 4.5. But I just think, if anything, it's a pick'em game. Maybe Iowa State should be favored. It'll probably be close, but I just think there's value on the Iowa State side here. I don't know why K-State has to be favored.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on that. You mentioned returning quarterbacks, coaches that have been there. Would you anything you like on the total?
No, I think I'm just going to watch this one here. Remember, we've only got a handful of games this week, so I'm not inclined to push it in any of these games because we got a full season ahead of us, so no reason to go crazy on these games this week.
Absolutely. Anything else you like tomorrow in week 0?
Yeah, I'm thinking Stanford a little bit, and I know I'm hearing some people talk about how bad they think Stanford's going to be, and they like Hawaii. I don't know. I mean, I've been for a long time. I don't know when Hawaii would ever have beaten Stanford in recent years. They couldn't 2 years ago. That was Troy Taylor's first game, and it was a pretty easy win for Stanford over there. I know they've had some things go on there. Frank Reich is now moving in as an interim coach, although he is taking this as an audition for the full-time job. Let's see what happens. The new quarterback, Elisha Brown, is pretty well regarded before he came to Stanford. And this line has moved a little bit to Stanford being a favorite, but I'm hearing a lot of people loving Hawaii and just downgrading Stanford totally. I'm not buying it. I mean, I talked to somebody this morning. They thought Stanford was the worst team in the country. And I said, over here in Las Vegas, they had the big thing over at the Circa with their contest. And I said, and I've been following this stuff over 60 years, and that has never happened where Stanford would have been the worst team in the country. Their worst team they had was in '83. They were 1-10. They were not the worst team in the country that year. There were a few other ones worse. So that's a pretty big mouthful. I think Stanford's going to beat Hawaii. I really do.
So a little look at Stanford tomorrow night on CBS. Kansas kicks off their season tomorrow against Fresno State, a 2-touchdown favorite against Fresno State. But how do you feel about this Kansas team? Because 2 years ago they go out there, they're 8-4, they make a bowl game, they beat UNLV in that bowl game. We're all talking about how good this team can be with Jalen Daniels at the quarterback position. Then last year, a little bit of a disappointing season for them as they finished the season 5-7. What do you make of Kansas going?
Yeah, they're a little tricky because they should have been better than 5-7 last year. They lost a lot of close games. Daniels, the quarterback, stayed healthy for most of the year, but he did not have a great season. They relied a lot on Jalen Neal, their running back, who has moved on. He's graduated, so I mean, I'm not totally sure about Kansas. How they're going to respond here. They are back in their home stadium this year. It was being revamped last year, so they played home games at the MLS stadium in Kansas City and at Arrowhead. So that might have been a bit of a disruption. But I thought this was a tough game, and I'm going to watch it and see what happens. I'm curious. The new coach, Matt Entz at Fresno, he was at FC last year, but he had a pretty good run at North Dakota State prior to that. And E.J. Warner from Rice and Temple the last 2 years now, he's their new quarterback. I just sit back and watch this one. There's no reason to get overboard. Especially, Fresno's a little bit of a mystery, so I'd just rather watch this one.
Absolutely. I know we'll talk to you again next Friday, but some Thursday night games next week. I know one that a lot of people have been talking about, Boise State on the road against South Florida. Right now, Boise State right under a touchdown favorite, 6.5. Total way up there at 63.5. Have you looked at any of these Thursday games? Any thoughts on Boise State and South Florida?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think this is going to be tricky. Again, I'm hearing everybody loving Boise so much here. I mean, they got to realize Ashton Jennings not there anymore. He made such a difference. to them last year. He's basically a running back nobody could tackle. So they don't have that this year. Now, they have been good. I know they've been winning for many years, although they were not that great a couple of years before last year. And then it all sort of came together. But no Chenti. I think South Florida is a very, very scary team here for them. South Florida's got, this is the third year for Alex Golish. Got his quarterbacks back in tow. They played Alabama very competitively the last couple of years. I'd also point out Boise had a real struggle in the opener against Georgia Southern last year on the road. South Florida expects to win this game. So I would be very leery about laying points to Boise. I might like South Florida a little bit in Tampa. The other one, that night, I kind of like Miami, Ohio against Wisconsin. New quarterback Dequan Finn. Now, he was at Baylor last year, got hurt very early, but he had starred in the MAC at Toledo before that. Got one more year now. He's back at Miami O, and Chuck Martin has been generally a pretty competitive coach here, but I'm really wondering where this is going at Wisconsin with Luke Fickell. Disappointing first 2 years, especially a year ago. They had a 22-year bowl streak snap. Last year, they brought in Edwards, the quarterback from Maryland, but Maryland won all of one Big Ten game last year with Edwards, the quarterback. So you're getting about 17 points with Miami, Ohio. I think I'm taking that one.
Yeah, Bruce, shifting gears a little bit, going to the NFL, the Titans are welcoming in Minnesota tomorrow for their last preseason game, and this is really the most we've been able to see J.J. McCarthy in action. We know that he was injured early last year, and the win total for Minnesota is sitting around about 8.5 right now. A big downgrade from their 14 wins that they had last year with Sam Darnold. What do you make of J.J. McCarthy, and do you think that he'll be able to lead Minnesota to a winning season and potentially win their division and get a playoff berth?
Well, that division could be kind of tough if the Bears are better. It looks like they might be, and we'll see about Green Bay, and we know about Detroit. So you got two playoff teams there, and one maybe on the rise, and the Vikings are in the playoffs too. So tough company there. I would think this was a real feather in Kevin O'Connell's cap last year. I mean, he's had a couple big years there with, kind of unexpectedly. So there's a chance he just knows what he's doing. I mean, McCarthy could have been the quarterback last year if he didn't get hurt. And Darnold's, performance was a big surprise. And so I don't see any reason why McCarthy can't come close to that. He's a pretty mobile quarterback. And I think he's kind of a playmaker. So I would tend to think Minnesota's being a little bit downgraded there. So I might look actually over that 8.5. I don't know about tomorrow, how that game's going to go. With the Titans, be backups in there a lot late. Rossmer, the quarterback from the Minnesota Gophers, in there late for the Vikings probably tomorrow. We'll see about the Titans. Looked a little bit better last week against Atlanta. But for the season, I think Minnesota probably clears 8.5.
Another team that I'm curious about the Colts, they named Daniel Jones their starting quarterback. A lot of people talking about just the dysfunction that they have with Daniel Jones. Really the lack of success he had in New York with the Giants. Obviously, Richardson not going to take that starting position. Right now, it looks like their win total sitting around 6.5, 7.5, depending on where you look. What do you make of the Colts going into the season, and do you have any opinion on the win?
I think they're being downgraded a bit too. I mean, I wouldn't dismiss Jones. He had to win a quarterback battle here. He wasn't favored going in. He just outplayed Richardson. This might be a situation akin to, like in baseball, a guy like Sonny Gray, pitcher who his 1 year at the Yankees there. I mean, he just did not seem to like in New York, and he's had a lot more success in Minnesota and St. Louis and places like that in his career. Maybe Daniel Jones will find Indianapolis a lot more palatable for him. So I would not dismiss them. And, a couple of years ago, I mean, Jones looked like he was really on the rise here. Now, that was with Saquon, that playoff year they had in 22. But the Colts have been competitive, so I would think I don't think they're going to downgrade at all with him. Very disappointing for Richardson, though, and this again brings up the risk, of a quarterback in the first round whose track record in college was, pretty thin, and he had that 1 year, and it wasn't great every week that year, where Richardson really, worked his way into the first round. He was really on potential. Looks like they might say that's enough. We need to start winning. So I think Jones is probably the good move for them.
Talking to Bruce Marshall, who joins us every week from James Inside CBS Sports to talk college football, NFL, a little bit of everything. But going back to college football for just a second, because the SEC yesterday announced that they are moving to a 9-game conference schedule. What did you make of that news out of the SEC?
Yeah, no surprise. Well, a little bit. I know ESPN's been pushing that for several years. And I think it was just financial realities and TV kind of pushing them that way. The coaches, I don't think, wanted it, but I mean, this was, I think, made above their pay grade, although their pay grade's pretty high. So the next step is, who are going to be the traditional. I guess we'll have a couple of them every year. I mean, who you gonna keep? So some games we've been used to seeing for a long time, like Alabama, LSU. That may not continue, because I'm sure Alabama's keeping Auburn and probably Tennessee. So there'll be some adjustments, and we'll just have to see who gets, who's going to be the common foe every year, or foes. But I think it's probably good, because you think about it. I mean, I would like them also to see. I didn't think this was as necessary as the TV networks thought. I thought what was more necessary was just stop playing the FCS level teams like every SEC team has on its schedule. And maybe they'll keep one of those on there as one of the 3 non-conferences moving forward. But that's what I'd like to see changed. And let's just get the schedules back to the way they used to be when you really had games like that. But I think the 9 is probably a good and overdue move.
Talking about teams that play next Thursday, or join us in. A team that goes next week is Nebraska on the road. Again, it's a road game for them, but they're playing it in Kansas City against Cincinnati. Just a Nebraska team that's another year. Matt Rule as the head coach, Dylan Raiola as the starting quarterback. You look to see them make improvements this year with those two guys back. How do you view Nebraska?
Well, they could. I mean, third years have been pretty good for Rule in the past with Temple and Baylor. Not as much with the Panthers in the NFL, but I do kind of like Rule. They did win a bowl game last year, so they're making some progress here. I'm not sure how good Nebraska really was last year. I mean, if you let UCLA come in there and beat you on your home field, I'm sorry, I'm just not sure, how good they really were. And Raiola, though he is a playmaker, he's also made a lot of mistakes in his career. So I'm not convinced that this personnel mix is going to take Nebraska back up to the next level. Now, in the opener, maybe they do it. Scott Satterfield, also in his third year at Cincinnati, but he has not put much together there yet. So the pressure's sort of on him. Neutral field there in Kansas City, that there will be a lot of Nebraska fans there. So that's one I'm probably just going to watch next week and see what happens. But I've heard a few people very bullish on Nebraska. The top tier of the Big Ten is really tough to break through. They'll probably be in the middle tier there. But are they more likely to emerge out of that than in Iowa or in Illinois? I'm not sure. So I have my doubts on Nebraska.
Before we let you go, Major League Baseball, anything you like tonight or this weekend around Major League Baseball?
Yeah, some interesting ones here. Tonight, the Padres, after getting smoked by the Dodgers last week, I mean, here they are with a chance to go back into tie for first place, at least, in the division tonight. Darvish had a very tough first inning in that game last Sunday with the Dodgers, but he steadied after that, and he had been pitching very well in recent games. Snell has pitched well for the Dodgers, too. That could be an under at 7.5 runs, but I think might give San Diego shot there. Might give the Reds a shot. They're keeping the pressure on the Mets. Cal has pitched pretty well since he came over from Tampa Bay. They're a slight dog in Phoenix tonight. Ryan Nelson has not been pitching that well, so I would wonder about that one. The Brewers maybe on the run line with Quintana. This looks like a pretty good price. Quintana's pitched pretty well. We know how good the Brewers have been. How bad the Giants have been. And Guzman is now getting about plus 125 in the run line. With the Brewers laying an extra run, I'd do it.
Oh yeah, so red hot. Bruce, before we let
Thanks, Brian. Check me out online with my picks going pretty well. VegasInsider.com. Have another good NFL preseason. And picks up there as always. And at CBS Sportsline, sportsline.com. And also that Discord channel there. You can read some of my write-ups on some of the college win previews for this year. And the new place for picks with a different twist, picksandparlays.com, winnersandwhiners.com.
Bruce, enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you again next Friday.
Okay, Brian, thanks.
Thanks, Bruce. Bruce Marshall joining us to talk some college football, some NFL, even some Major League Baseball, giving picks on everything. I asked him about Nebraska. Year 2 of Dylan Raiola, year 3 for Matt Rule. Well, I looked at their, let me pull it up again. I think their win total is at 6.5, so, or excuse me, 7.5. So, over 7.5 is what it feels like everyone's betting their win total. So that would be a 2-win improvement from last season. I think Nebraska continues improving and can get deep.
Well, you'd hope so. I liked what he mentioned about them losing to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was especially from last year. I was very familiar with UCLA. That was Hawaii's nationally televised game last year, and we were within 3 points. They won 16-13. Yeah. So that was UCLA started off really, really rocky. I think anybody really expected them to be elevated to that position. So the fact that Nebraska lost was, to put it simply, kind of an upset loss. So you would hope that they would move forward in the right direction. A lot of people I know have been high on Nebraska, thinking this is their year. This is the year that they're going to be back. Obviously, we're the day before the talking ends and the action starts. And I know for Nebraska, we still have another week to wait for them to play, but you would hope that they would move forward in the right direction. I feel like Nebraska is one of those teams that when Nebraska's playing good football, football is better. Same thing can be said about a lot of teams, and I think we're going to see a return to form for a lot of teams who have been good historically. So you would hope that Nebraska is going to be a lot better. I think the big thing that you got to turn away is getting those losses to those teams that you really shouldn't be losing to. And that's just true for every single football team, especially if Nebraska wants to be the contenders that they have been kind of hyping themselves up to be. That's kind of what you need to do.
Yeah, and I think their schedule is really interesting as well. We mentioned Thursday night, the neutral site game against Cincinnati will be a game that's on ESPN. And then you've got 2 games that they, I think they should beat Cincinnati, and then there's 2 games that they should win, Akron and Houston Christian, both at home. Then one, against 14th ranked Michigan, it is a home game. What will Michigan look like then with a rookie quarterback? And then against Michigan State, I don't know what Michigan State will be this year. At Maryland, at Minnesota bringing in a new quarterback to start this year.
And that just speaks to the hopness of the Big Ten.
And that's kind of the point.
Because a lot of those teams are kind of iffy and up in the air.
Well, and that's the thing is they kind of avoid a lot of the top of the Big Ten. I mean,
they do.
You get Michigan late in the season. You get at Penn State. You've got home games in the season against Iowa, but you're avoiding Ohio State. You're avoiding Illinois. So I mean, it's.
I don't know if Indiana's the powerhouse they were last year, but no Indiana on this schedule either.
Yeah, Indiana. I think Indiana will probably be pretty good again this year. No Oregon. So I mean, you're
Southern California.
But what are they going to be this year?
I don't know. And that's the thing. To a point, it really is up in the air.
Yeah, so I think their schedule kind of sets up decently well, pretty well for them to have a pretty good season. So we'll see what they do that game against Cincinnati where they'll start the season on ESPN. So I think a lot of people will be tuned into that game on Thursday. Well, before we get to a break, let me remind you the weekend is here, and it's a perfect time to head down to Olive Branch and check out Frontier Western Store. Family owned and operated since 1967, Frontier Western is your one-stop shop for all the biggest brands in Western wear. Check out Frontier's world-famous boot showroom. Whether it's work boots or dress boots, Frontier has you covered with plenty of in-stock proven classics like Aries, Dam Post, and Durango, and that's just to name a few. Frontier is also the one-stop shop for Carhartt in the Mid-South, but they've also got you covered with plenty of other brands when it comes to shirts, shorts, jeans, outerwear, whatever you're looking for, they've got it. But if you need a new pair of jeans, Frontier Western Store is the place you gotta go. They've got all the brands from Ariat all the way down to Wrangler, and you'll love how easy it is to find the perfect size and style for you. Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know you'll be getting the best deals. Head down to 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch and check out the entire selection. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Head out there and check out Frontier Western Store. Well, we need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk some football with college football starting tomorrow, NFL preseason wrapping up. Plenty to get to. We'll talk it all next on Sports Time.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Vergles. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to base or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Jenkins Floors and More invites you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors at 2356 Goodman Road in Horn Lake and Little Rock. They specialize in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds. Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
What happens to former real estate agents when they want to sell their homes? This is Sheldon Rosengarten, actually Shell Dunn, with Mark Spensdorf Realtors. I am so proud and feel so honored when former real estate agents contact me when they want to sell their homes. They know that I've been in the business for quite a while, have a great deal of experience, and know that I am good at marketing, not merely putting a sign in the yard and hoping it sells. Over the years, I have developed a highly successful strategic marketing program that can mean the difference in what you make and when. Talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure that I am one of them. So if you or someone you know is thinking about selling a home, remember what other real estate agents who have been in the business do. They call me, Shell Dunn Rosengarten, at 483-0546 or email me at memphisrelocate.com. I will wait to hear from you to take advantage of this good market. That's 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Thank you.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Drive like a pro and support a great cause during the sales drive at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, and Landers Ford North in Covington. We've provided over 100 new Fords to be driven by the pros at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Now they're all being sold with demo prices. A portion of the proceeds go directly to the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is a once-a-year opportunity to trade up to a 2025 Ford Expedition or Explorer. Demo priced below market value. That's right. Demo priced 2025 Fords below market value. Visit LandersMemphis.com or come see us at Landers Ford in Collierville, Landers Ford South in South Haven, or Landers Ford North in Covington. With our Landers Easy Pass, you can get top dollar for your trade-in to help you save even more. Don't miss your chance. Reserve your demo price 2025 Ford driven by a pro at the FedEx St. Jude Championship before they're sold. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Minute Hall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting a little bit heavier through certain parts of Midtown, like 240 South here at South Parkway. Trying to crank up at times 240 East and Mill Branch. Working your way out to 385 Billmores Parkway. Yes, it's getting busy over here now. Right on schedule on 240 East and West between Poplar and Walnut Grove. Weimer's Jewelry, your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Go by and see David this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry out there on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
When you hear the sound coming.
With this hour every day brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville, the #1 Ford dealership in the Mid-South. Landers Ford is your trusted destination, a vehicle that fits any lifestyle, seamless shopping experience from vehicle choice to financing and service, from the Ford Escape to the rugged F-150 to the adventurous Bronco. Every vehicle built Ford tough. Ford F-150, America's best-selling truck. SUVs like the Ford Escape, Ford Edge, Ford Explorer, Ford Expedition, Ford Bronco, EVs and hybrids. Transparency, professionalism, and a long-term support team at Landers Ford in Collierville. Oil changes, tires rotated. Go online and schedule when it suits you the best. It'll be done quickly to meet your schedule. At Landers Ford, very active in the community. They're in Collierville at 2082 West Poplar Ave. LandersFordMemphis.com. If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
Well, a lot of people excited for week 0 tomorrow. I know Landon is very excited because his Hawaii Rainbow Warriors play tomorrow afternoon. But I think, obviously, the first game is a game that a lot of people are going to have eyes on, not only because it's the first game of the season, but it's a good one. It's a top 25 matchup, Iowa State and Kansas State. I really liked what Bruce Marshall said about this game, and Alan Bell said the same thing when he picked Iowa State plus 3.5. But you look at these two teams, it feels like they're very evenly matched, and for whatever reason, Kansas State is a 3.5-point favorite, and so maybe giving Iowa State a look. Now, the big question is you have Rocco Beck back as the starting quarterback for Iowa State, but he lost a couple of his receivers from last year. Some of his go-to guys from last year are not there anymore, and so how does that play itself out? Are his go-to guys ready to roll? I don't remember exactly, but I think a couple. I think like two of. I know Higgins is not there anymore, and another one of his go-to receivers isn't there anymore. So does he have his go-to guys this year, or is it going to take a little bit of time? But I kind of like Iowa State plus 3.5. Both of our guys like Iowa State plus 3.5. So maybe a look there, but that's going to be a fun one early in the day. We mentioned Kansas. What are they this year after 2 seasons ago? It felt like we were all saying, okay, here comes Kansas.
Yeah,
they are ready to roll. They're going to get a new stadium eventually, but they've got Jalen Daniels. Is Jalen Daniels ever going to graduate college? I shouldn't say that because I'm sure he's
all-time Kansas quarterback. Let's just keep him there.
I'm sure he's graduated college. Let me change that. Is he ever going to stop playing college football?
I mean, why would you?
He's having a blast out there.
Having a blast, NIL
Feels
money.
Like he's been there forever.
Probably, and I mean, I don't know if he's going to be making any more money going to the NFL at this point.
You know what? I'll go out on a limb and I'll say no.
Yeah, I believe in him.
Yeah.
I believe.
Just keep him at Kansas. I mean, he's still
doing his thing.
kicking it there, I guess. But I mean,
I just pulled up his ESPN. He has stats from 2020.
wow. Shout out Jalen Daniels.
He's getting ready for his 6th year of football.
Well, wasn't it 2 years ago that maybe it was last year that no, it was last year. It wasn't Elijah Arroyo. It was a different tight end, but
he was
Miami.
in his 8th or 9th
Yeah,
year.
it was his 7th year of
crazy.
playing. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
He's in his 15th year of football.
Leave.
And he has completely new wide receivers, all new wide receivers. Devin Neal's not there.
Well,
a new running back. From 2020, obviously, last year.
After 4 years, the general way that things work is that you're done with college.
Talking about last year, no returning wide receivers. Devin Neal is not back. He's in the NFL. But they do have a great O-line returning.
So it sounds like you've put some thought into this, Connor.
A team to watch for sure. I mean, I'm with it.
I don't care about a team to watch. What I care about is Kansas minus 14.5 or Fresno State plus 14.5.
Well, how about you watch them, and we'll find out then. That's
I want to bet on it.
It's a team to watch.
I honestly would say if it was 13.5, I would take them winning by 2 touchdowns. I'm scared by that 14.5. Yeah. I would honestly go Fresno State.
Okay, I'll hold you to it.
Don't underestimate Fresno State football.
I guess not. The other storylines, I mean, I know it's against Idaho State, but Dan Mullen back in college football with UNLV.
UNLV.
We'll see what they look like.
Team that's been on the rise as of recently. They've been doing pretty good the past few years, and I think they're looking to continue that success. I think the huge controversy was that quarterback who started 3-0 and decided he wanted to transfer out of there, and UNLV continued their success rolling on. Of course, nobody was going to match Boise State and Aston Genty last year, but with Dan Mullen at the helm, you still got a lot of solid returning players for UNLV. It should be a pretty good team coming out of the Mountain West this year.
And you know who the starting quarterback for UNLV is? Or they're playing 2, but one of the starting quarterbacks
seems to be a common theme.
Robert Griffin III's favorite, Alex Orji.
Alex Orji, there you go. Alex Orji is the starting quarterback. And also the Anthony Candelario.
Candelario?
I don't know.
Calandria.
I forget how to say his last name. He was at Virginia, and so he's got
It's Calandria.
2 former Power 5 guys at the quarterback position. So maybe he's got something. Nearly a 30-point favorite tomorrow against Idaho State. Again, I don't know much. I pride myself as somebody that pays attention to FCS football. I got nothing on Idaho State.
Well, I'm basing it off the fact that the D1 team, Idaho, is terrible. I'm guessing Idaho State is got to be
Idaho's
way
pretty good in
worse.
FCS. But, yeah, I don't think Idaho State is very good.
I don't think either of them are.
Well, Idaho maybe won last year, but 2 years ago I think they were in
Well, I know Idaho
playoffs.
made a scare against Oregon. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it might have been 2 years ago. 2 years ago they were in the FCS playoffs, I think. If I recall, if my years
Is that
are lining
Idaho?
up. Yeah, Idaho.
So they moved down.
Yeah, they're in FCS now.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for them. Sorry.
I think that also happened like 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while. Can you find when Idaho went to?
Well, I guess
Idaho or Idaho State?
Just Idaho.
Idaho. I think that's true because I think I was last playing NCAA 14, and Idaho was still on there.
I don't know if they were even in NCAA 14.
I'm not even.
I
No,
think
they
were
were.
like
No, they were in 14.
Were
They
they in 14?
moved to FCS in 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Okay,
so it hadn't
yeah.
been as long as I
Right,
thought
yeah,
it was.
right in the middle
The
of that.
center point of the video games.
What?
14 to 25. 18 is in the center.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
You're doing math. It's a
center
little too
points.
late. A little too late to be doing math with me, at least. So
Yes, I agree.
I think I don't think anybody's sitting here today going, "Oh man, I can't wait for UNLV, Idaho State, or I can't wait for Kansas and Fresno State." I think storylines in Week 0 to pay attention to and to get excited about. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't have much on Sam Houston in Western Kentucky.
Sam Houston is good.
Do you like him plus 9.5 tomorrow?
Last year, basing off of last year alone, they had a They had a really good passing attack. I did not follow them a lot this offseason. So I don't know if they have a lot of their same returners, but they were a pretty solid team last year coming out of Conference USA. So I don't know if this same guy, same roster, whatever it looks like, but they were good last year.
Looks like a lot of returners, a whole lot of returning players.
Maybe we like
Sam Houston.
You know what? I can get behind it. Let's see what they are. What did I say they were? 9.5-point underdogs.
Who are they playing?
They're playing Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky's good
I do
too.
like Western Kentucky.
They are good. Maybe against them, I would. It's a difficult line. Why not? Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people like the over in that game, and then we know how you feel about Stanford as well. I don't need to ask you about that game.
Go ahead.
No, it's
ask
okay.
me.
No, it's okay. I think you've let everybody know what you think about it.
But interestingly enough, I do like how Alan Bell and Bruce Marshall had differing views. I think Alan Bell fit the mold of a lot of people who don't like Stanford this year, and it's easy to think so. They've got a lot of staff turnover. They've got a lot of new things that they're trying to figure out going into this year. Kind of a lot like Hawaii back when Ty Graham was forced to resign, and Hawaii is one of the few teams that have kept a lot of their core people and their core staff to continue to grow. And I think that's one of the big reasons why Alan Bell and myself are favoring them. But I can also understand where Bruce Marshall's coming from, and it's still Stanford. It's still a good Stanford team. And like he was saying, in 1983, their worst year, they've never been a bad team. They've had down years, but they're not going to be a terrible team. So I don't expect that game to be just kind of Hawaii domination. I expect it to be a good game, but I still expect Hawaii to come out on top. Not trying to look at this as objectively as I possibly can, which is really, really difficult since I am such a huge fan. But I enjoyed hearing both sides of the coin. I enjoyed hearing Bruce Marshall say, hey, Stanford's not as bad as everybody's making them out to be because, like he said, 60 years in the business covering all these sports. I think the guy knows a thing or two about it because he's seen a thing or two. Not to make a farmer's insurance plug, but yeah, I agree with Alan more than I do Bruce because I like Hawaii.
Yeah, no kidding. But it's gonna be fun tomorrow for week 0. A story that I just saw, and it came out yesterday, and I completely missed it yesterday. Urban Meyer, this is from CBS Sports. Urban Meyer questions whether NFL should suspend Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh over Michigan sign stealing scandal.
I have a proposition.
Here's the quote. Let me read the quote for you before I hear.
Okay, go for it.
Proposition. So Urban Meyer on his podcast said there'll be an asterisk for sure there. There's an elephant in the room here, boys, though, and no one is talking about it. When Jim Tressel was fired at Ohio State and he was given a suspension, Roger Goodell, commissioner of the National Football League, came out and said that we're going to honor that suspension. And you remember he went to Indianapolis Colts to work in the replay room or something. The Colts, because of the respect they had for the NCAA and the suspension, you realize they suspended Jim Tressel so he was unable to perform his duties for the first 6 games of the year for the Indianapolis Colts. Any chance that Roger Goodell and the NFL do something similar? Of course not, and I don't know why. Your thoughts?
Well, here's my proposition. What if we all join together to completely erase Urban Meyer's NFL history from the Jacksonville Jaguars going forward? That was a mistake.
You know what?
And I don't think anybody would disagree.
I've tried to forget it. I don't think.
But he somehow keeps finding his way into making headlines and making just obscene quotes. And I think he just needs to leave it alone.
Well, he will. I'm sure we'll hear more about this.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure he's very opinionated.
He's the staple now on Big Noon, and so we'll see him. I'm sure that will be a discussion at some point week 1 when they're doing Big Noon. And he now has this podcast. and with I think it's him and a couple other guys. I think Mark Ingram might be a part of the podcast as well. So it's a good group for the podcast at least. But I love the fact that Urban Meyer has opinions about the former Michigan head coach not being suspended in the NFL. But I don't think any suspension coming anytime soon for Jim Harbaugh. Before we get to a break, we got football getting started, whether it is the pros or in college. It's here. Maybe you're looking for a place to catch the game, go out with some friends, and watch the game. I've got the perfect spot for you. It's Bell Tavern, located at 117 Barbaro Alley. Bell Tavern is the perfect bar for a night out with your friends or just to catch a game. It's not one of those loud, rowdy, obnoxious sports bar. No, you can enjoy a night at Bell Tavern with one of their great cocktails in their quiet, dimly lit bar. It's not just the drinks. Bell Tavern has the best bar food in Memphis. Pair one of their gourmet burgers with the coldest beer in the city for a perfect night out. For more information about our friends at Bell Tavern, give them a call, 901-249-6580, or go online to belltavern.com. Let's get to a break, and when we return, it will be time for the big number of the day.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Memphis Men's Clinic, but he's scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Got you, Mike. His nephew Tommy ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Memphis Men's Clinic is the real deal, fellas. Local experts. Test results in minutes. Call 901-390-4151 or hit MemphisMen'sClinic.com before your lady books a new co-star. Memphis Men's Clinic. Making it happen.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Five-Ash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
All 650 acquisition fee, 26 per excess mile, must finance through KFA, K4 SC177230, MSRP 24665, Telluride SG 676-854, MSRP 41505, K5 S5313320, MSRP 29780, includes all rebates and incentives, excludes tax title and license with approved credit, dealer stock only, see dealer for complete details, offer valid through 9/2/2035.
Mid-South, I got him on the line, Jeff Allen. Hey man, how's things looking over there at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah?
Things always look great when you got great deals, Randy.
Well, Jeff, tell the people what you got.
Get a new ride for $185 per month and a 2025 Kia K4 LXS 39 MPG Highway.
That's incredible. What else you got?
2025 Kia K5 GT line, $245 a month. Plus a 2025 Kia Telluride S front-wheel drive, $335 per month. And they all come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
All $49.99 due at signing, 24-month lease.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah. Online, KiaMountMoriah.com.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work in them by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Hey everybody, if you're ready for an all-new Silverado, All-Star Chevy right here in Olive Branch has financing as low as 0% and thousands in savings. It's All-Star Chevy's end of summer sale. Thousands off MSRP on everything you're looking for. Tahoes, Suburbans, Traverses, more new Silverados than you'll find anywhere. Choose a new 2026 Silverado or Trailblazer and make no payments for 90 days of fall. And your good credit deserves it. Teachers, military, law enforcement, and all first responders get an extra $500 bonus. And every pre-owned or certified pre-owned Chevy is here for you to test drive today. This is the best week to get the most money for any vehicle you want to sell. Bring it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get a big check today. Not tomorrow, today. Tailgating or fall road trips, let's go. Don't miss the end of summer sale at All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch or go to allstarautogroup.com. Together, let's drive.
I passed by a new barbecue restaurant on the way in today that wasn't a Central Barbecue.
Now, why would you do that?
Exactly my point. In a city that already has plenty of Central Barbecue, the best barbecue in the universe, why would somebody think that we need a different barbecue restaurant?
Not only in Memphis, there's Central Barbecue in South Haven.
Right. Central Barbecue. Again, the bestest barbecue anywhere is already somewhere near anyone listening to this commercial. If somebody wants to open a restaurant, open a sushi place.
Or one of those Mongolian beef places.
Or a place that specializes in things made with bananas.
Not just barbecue.
Not in a city that already has Central Barbecue.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, since it's a Friday, I think we should switch things up a little bit and let you go first. Your big number.
All right. Well, I don't have a big number.
Oh.
I have big numbers.
Oh, multiple. Okay. I thought
Yes.
you were just unfair.
This is just going to be throwing out stats in honor of college football returning tomorrow. I took the liberty of discovering some of the most unbelievable stats in college football history, starting with 222. In 1916, Georgia Tech won over Cumberland with a score of 222-0. I don't think we understand how incredible that is and how many turnovers and points you have to score in that time frame. Absolutely unbelievable. Going on from there, Penn State's 1947 defense only allowing a total of 153 total rushing yards in a season. That is a lockdown defense right there. And the Oklahoma-Texas Tech 2016 game with 1,708 combined yards, and Patrick Mahomes and his 819 total yard performance. Another astonishing record involves an all-time combined punts in a single game. You want to take a guess at what this is?
I don't know.
77.
What?
77 combined punts in a single game in 1939 between Texas Tech and Centenary. How about that for a team?
All right.
And, of course, to top it all off, John Elway's 7,001 combined rushing and receiving yards over a career. How about that for some astonishing stats to get us ready for college football?
That's all right. I think they were all digits.
There you go.
So glad you brought this to the table. I actually have some baseball big numbers for us today. Since you had us covered with football, I'll cover us with 2 baseball big numbers. My first one is the number 20. Bobby Witt Jr. had his 20th career multi-stolen base game yesterday in his 595th Major League Baseball game after he hit his 100th home run on Tuesday. The only other players in Major League Baseball history with 100 home runs and 20 multi-stolen base games before their 600th career game are Eric Davis, who did it in 459, and Hanley Ramirez, who did it in 595. So some good company there for Bobby Witt Jr., an absolute star in Major League Baseball. The other one is the big number 710. Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians has 710 career extra base hits, surpassing Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, who had 709 for the third most extra base hits by any switch hitter before turning 33 years old since 1901. He is only behind Hall of Famer Mickey Mantle at 812, and I lost the other. So he's third, but he
there you go.
might be second.
I was going to ask y'all this last segment,
Okay,
but we
please.
didn't get to it. What do y'all think the weather's going to be like in Dublin? I got the weather for tomorrow in Dublin.
Well,
Think about last year. Last year in the Aer Lingus Football Classic.
Cloudy and 50.
As a golf aficionado, I would say probably when I think of Ireland, when I think of over there, I think cold and rainy. So I will say it's going to be cold and rainy tomorrow.
Well, it's going to be 67 and rainy. The high tomorrow
So
is
I guess we were
71.
both right.
71. The low is 48.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. At least you're in Ireland.
What are you talking about? That kind of weather sounds phenomenal. Minus
Football
the,
weather.
Minus the rain.
I hate rain.
Minus the rain. If it was cloudy in
I also
that
hate being
temperature,
cold. Anything under like 75 degrees, I think is cool.
okay, well, you're just weird.
That's just me. But we got to get to a break, wrap up this second hour. And when we return, we're going to talk some SEC. We're going to talk the Razorbacks. Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas. He joins us next.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Here's what sets NST Law apart. They don't just work in Memphis, they ride for Memphis. From school fundraisers to courtroom battles, they show up where it matters. And when someone in this city gets hurt, NST goes toe-to-toe with insurance giants. No fear, no favors. It's not just the law to them, it's loyalty. And if you ever need backup after a crash, NST's got your back. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or check out nstlaw.com.
Getting engaged is one of life's most spectacular occasions. And when you find your ring at Sissy's Log Cabin, the promise of a lifetime begins with our promise to always provide unmatched quality, superior service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Find your dream engagement ring, wedding bands, and more when you shop Sissy'sLogCabin.com or stop by any of our 7 locations. Begin the rest of your lives brilliantly. only at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Hey, Mid-South, if you're looking for a new ride at a great price, you know we Gossett and Gossett Kia on the Pike, and they all come equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 2025 Kia K4 LXS, we Gossett $185 a month, 39 MPG highway. How about 2025 Kia K5 GT line, we Gossett $245 a month, and 2025 Kia Sportage LX Hybrid, Gossett Kia on the Pike's got it at $295 a month. All $49.99 do it signing, 24-month lease. As for Bobby J, he'll put you in a new Kia today. Hurry to Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or online anytime at KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, MPD wrapping up a couple of wrecks. Starting to build a little bit more out here on 55 coming past 3rd as it cranks up over here on 240 getting on to 385 Billmore at Sparkway going outbound. It's gotten heavier in the last 15-20 minutes. So has I-40 East over here at Sycamore View Road going outbound. Weimer's Jewelry wants you to know they are your diamond engagement ring headquarters, so go see them this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Landon with you this afternoon. No Brett. He'll be back with us on Monday. We've talked a ton of college football today, and it really feels like college football season when we start talking the Arkansas Razorbacks, and we do it every Friday during the football season. We also talk basketball with them, but we do it with Ty Richardson.
Time to talk Razorbacks on Sports Time. Joining the guys is Ty Richardson from ESPN Arkansas to talk all things Hogs and SEC. On Twitter X at Ty Sports Radio, here's Ty Richardson with Bryant and Brett.
Come on, all you Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those Hogs!
Joins us. I was trying to do it as long as possible. That one went a little longer than I thought it would. Ty, how's it going? It feels like football season. How are things over in the great state of Arkansas?
Man, they're good. I am in Florida right now, Santa Rosa.
Nice.
Actually just picked up some supplies for the weekend, and glad to be on with you and Landon here, Brian.
Yeah, it's definitely football season, and a lot of talk this offseason about the Arkansas Razorbacks. After what they did last year, it feels like Sam Pittman is the name that is brought up. Maybe not the most, but certainly is one of the more consistent names when you talk about coaches entering the season on the hot seat. We talked with you about this during SEC Media Days, but what has the build-up to the football season been like in Fayetteville, and what has the chatter been from the fan base about the head coach Sam Pittman?
Man, it's been an interesting one, but there's no question about it. So, you look at what Arkansas had this fall, where you're at in Memphis for non-conference. You got a game against Notre Dame, the defending national runner-up, Arkansas State, first-time program history. There's a lot of question marks about what this team is going to be. Road test against Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, Texas. You got Taylor Green back, but I would say that as the season is inched closer, we're basically a week out starting tomorrow. A little bit of optimism has been said and talked about, but it's not exactly just this incredible excitement that maybe we've had in recent years, I'd say.
Yeah, when you mentioned Taylor Green back, he was one of the bright spots with the team last year with kind of what he brought as a dual threat quarterback, what he was able to bring to the table. What do you expect from him this year with a full off season, a full season of figuring out the system, figuring out this team, now back with more experience as an Arkansas Razorback?
Brian, I expect a guy that's individually going to be better. I think his offensive line will be better. I think the running back room will be equal to about the same. I think his wide receivers are taking a step back just based on everyone they lost. If this was the same room as it was last year, I would be highly, highly hyped about the offense, but it's not. So while Taylor individually may be a better quarterback, I don't know. I would not put my money or my life savings on Arkansas having a dynamically better offense.
I'm with you on that. I'm curious your thoughts on the news that, kind of a two-part question here, the news yesterday from the SEC that they are going to 9 games, and in that we learned that 3 will be annual opponents and the other 6 will rotate. What did you make of that news, and who do you think will be Arkansas's 3 annual SEC opponents?
I think 2 of them are easy to figure out. They'll pair Missouri and Texas. I am a little more curious if it's A&M, if it's Ole Miss, if it's LSU. Myself personally, I don't know if I necessarily want to see Missouri there, but the SEC can do that. So I'm just the reveal. Like I got that email yesterday from Herb Vince at the SEC office at the beach, and I'm going to be honest, Brian, I've been kind of checked out. The only work thing I was planning on doing was talking with you guys the last 2 days, to be honest. But I'm really curious for Arkansas and the other schools. I mean, some you just know which ones they're going to be, but the others you're curious about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about it earlier. I mean, for a lot of teams, it makes a lot of sense who their 3 opponents will be, but kind of that problem that you face when you're trying to put together a puzzle is trying to make them all fit together. And so I think you're going to see, we had a list someone put together of what it could potentially look like. And so we had it in front of us and we were talking about it, and Landon was kind of like, I don't really like how some of these fit. And it was kind of like, well, they're going to have to put them somewhere. And so I think that's going to be the most interesting is, how with some of these teams do they, whether it's filling it out with the third team or how do they, if it's a team like, Vanderbilt, I think, the most sense makes is Tennessee, but then after that, who do you put as the other 2 teams? So I think it's going to be interesting. Oklahoma, they're very new. They don't have as much of rivalries as Texas has with existing teams in the SEC. So I think it's going to be fun to see how that puzzle is put together.
No, I'm with you 100%. It's fun from a fan's perspective to speculate on who it's going to be. And then also when we see that final and eventual product, something that we can have talking points and spin our radio shows on, guys.
Yeah. Hey, Ty. Good talking with you again, man. It's been a long time, but hey, football is back, and I have a really interesting question for you, and I'm sure it's one that is not asked a lot. This is just over the entire spectrum of football. But how's Arkansas's kickers looking?
Kicker-wise, they brought in number 1 freshman in the country, Scott Starzik, Devin Bales, the 3rd team, I think, all-SEC guy. He's really good. So they had issues last year. I think they were 70% for field goals wise. Prior to that, Cam Little was on the team. Jake Begg was taking kickoff duties. Both those guys now with the Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. So that is an area, special teams as a whole, and then that Arkansas is going to have to steal some points. You're going to have to make some long field goals. You're going to have to gain some field position with some long punts. And then on just from an excitement standpoint, Cam Shanks, who's their punt returner, they plucked away from UAB out in the portal this past season. He's a guy that you're hoping can add some fire to that punt return room.
Nice, because and there's a reason I asked. There's an ulterior motive because Arkansas is actually home to my favorite kicker in all of college football. Because you guys have Matthew Shipley on your team, and Matthew Shipley is a transfer out of Hawaii who made. I don't know if you've seen this video, but the year before he transferred over to you guys, They were playing Colorado State at home, and Hawaii was out of timeouts. It was the bottom 5 seconds of the game, and he had to run onto the field and immediately kick a 50-yard field goal that he drained. And so to see that kind of talent move over, I remember I was watching Arkansas. I believe they all were playing Tennessee last year, and y'all's upset win over them, and seeing him getting on the field making kicks for you guys. I didn't know that he had transferred over, but I got to say, man, it's a great addition for your team. I know you were talking a little bit about the special teams and how you can steal some extra points away from there. And special teams, when it comes to football, is usually one of the parts of the game that's swept under the rug. But it can make or break a team in more ways than one. So pretty excited to hear that kind of news coming out of Arkansas.
Yeah, 1-4 games have hindered Arkansas, really hurt them in terms of them finding ways to win. So special teams has helped in some games and hurt in others, and hopefully it'll be a streak for this football team in 2025.
I saw the news the other day that Arkansas is implementing a 3-minute timer, a 3-minute clock before storming the field after big wins. What do you make of this? Do you think this can work, I guess, is the first question. Will this work? And obviously trying to get around those fines. What did you make of this idea from Arkansas?
Well, my understanding is they're still going to get fined, right? When you storm the field, you're still going to get fined. You're just trying to protect the away teams, coaches, staff, everything else as best you can. They've got marquee games against Notre Dame, I would say A&M. I don't know how Auburn's going to be. I don't know how Mississippi State's, I don't think, going to be that good. And then their other home game is Missouri at the tail end of the year, who I think could be a college football playoff contender at that point. So you're hoping that those situations, Brian and Landon, at least present themselves. But that was kind of an interesting email from Hunter Yurachek this past week.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. The other interesting news I saw from Arkansas, and you're gonna have to help me out with this story because you don't really see stories like this a lot, especially mainly this late into camp, this close to the season. But Keyshawn Blackstock, a guy that started a handful of games last year on the offensive line, is making the move to defensive tackle. This is news that just came out a couple days ago. What do you make of this move? Why such a late change? And what do you think he can add to the defensive line? And I guess what does that kind of open up on the offensive line?
They don't have any defensive tackle depth. I think that was one of the main reasons. Keyshawn was, I think, going to be a second-team offensive lineman, probably at the right guard position. So props to him for being willing to help his team out. And, I'm guessing he just wants to play. If you got a chance to play, even if it's not necessarily your natural position, which he, to my knowledge, has been an offensive lineman at least the duration of his college career. It's a position of need for Arkansas.
Yeah, but you're right. I think especially nowadays in the world of the transfer portal, a lot of guys, if it's, hey, you're going to be a second string on the offensive line, or you can go onto the defensive line and play. A lot of guys say, well, I can go find somewhere else to play. I'll enter the transfer portal. I'm not going to change positions. So I definitely think that is huge for him to say, yeah, I'll help out the team however I can, and I'll get over there. So definitely something you don't see every day. When you look at this team, you talked about Taylon Green, and obviously he was a big story last year, but who are some guys, a guy or two on this team that could really emerge as a star?
I would say Mike Washington, the transfer from New Mexico State and Buffalo. He's gotten all the hype in the offseason. Xavier Torrey was here last year. He was awesome. I think he's going to be that way again. Probably maybe a fringe third-team All-SEC guy. I think there's a lot more questions outside of those. You really don't know. You're hoping he'll make a play to be that alpha wide receiver one. But, Brian, Landon, there's just a lot of questions about this Arkansas football team, and I'm not willing to make these crazy record high records, like low loss count, just because I haven't seen enough of a good chunk of this team to lend me enough positive feelings about 2025.
Yeah, going into the 2025 season, Arkansas football's start to the season is far less than ideal. I know you guys host Alabama A&M to start, and with the news coming out about the SEC moving to 9 games, we're talking about that out of conference slate and how you guys gotta schedule a Power 4 conference or somebody that's going to be a huge challenge. And so I think that opens the door to having some of those tune-up games, which is kind of what Alabama A&M is for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys expect to win there, but then right after that, it's a really tough stretch. You got Arkansas State, and right after that, you're going to Ole Miss and going to Memphis, and then hosting Notre Dame. Give us kind of an expectation of what you would hope to see out of Arkansas. What's the best case scenario for them, and what's the expectation for them going into the season based on what you know so far?
Man, Landon, I'm thinking around friend bowl eligibility, around 6 and 6. You mentioned the non-conference start. It's just really tough for them with games against Notre Dame and some others. I've got a friend of mine that's echoing that same thought right next to me. But I would be elated at 7 and 5, but I just don't necessarily see that happening. I guess there's ways. I mean, anyone that's telling you they're going to win 8 or 9 games to me is nuts. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm down this football team like others have.
Well, Landon mentioned a couple of those games. When you look at the schedule for Arkansas, what is the game you're most excited about at home? What's the game you're most excited about on the road?
I'd say at home it has to be Notre Dame. First time you play those guys, which is very unique, being that it is in Fayetteville. I'd say road-wise, Memphis is y'all's backyard's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Arkansas was just there for the Liberty Bowl last year, then a few years back. But, guys, I've never been to Knoxville, so I'd like to see Neyland Stadium. It's going to be a flex, either kind of a late afternoon game or at night. So that might be the road contest I'm personally looking forward to.
That's going to be a lot of fun. A couple of prediction questions that we gotta get down for you. We know we do this every year with you, Ty. We got to get you written down with some predictions for the Razorbacks. So you mentioned record. You kind of said maybe 6 and 6. Your prediction with us: what will the Razorbacks' record be at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think 6 and 6, Brian. That's where they end up. I think that.
Where do losses?
Man, there's a lot of different ways to go. I got a weird. So if they somehow win that game on week 3, I think they lose the following weekend in Memphis. If they lose at Ole Miss, I think they beat Memphis. I know it's kind of unconventional thinking, but you can look at all over the schedule. I mean, Missouri is both test again in Austin, and Knoxville, and Baton Rouge, and Austin. So there's a lot of places you can look at the schedule today and find 6 losses.
It's unfortunately you can. I guess this ties in with this next question. Does bowl eligibility, if they get 6 and 6, does that save Sam Pittman? Will Sam Pittman be the coach of Arkansas a year from now?
I don't know. I think money in the last just few years, and now with the new changes in the landscape of college athletics, will make athletic directors and foundation members and directors think differently than they may have done in the past when it comes to buyouts. I was very bullish on the idea if he goes 6 and 6, which he did last year, that he's going to be Arkansas's head football coach moving into the 25 season, and he is. Now, heading into 26, if they go 6 and 6, that would be 4 straight seasons, 6 and 6 regular season or less. So I don't know if I'd be as confident in that one, fellas.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I mean, when you start kind of getting on that road of consistency at 6 and 6, I don't think that's exactly where you want to be. Okay, going a little wider with the SEC, who plays in the SEC championship game and who wins the SEC?
Man, I've got LSU over Texas. I'm taking, I think, the best quarterback in the Southeastern Conference, Garrett Nussmeier. I think Lenore Stellars is fantastic. I think DJ Lagway is awesome. I think Marcel Reed's going to be really good. But I think the best QB in the SEC is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I think we could see another Heisman Trophy winner like we saw with Joe Burrow and Jane Daniels. And I think Texas has an easier schedule than a lot of other teams. I wouldn't say it was as easy as maybe it was last year, but because the Ohio State game is so impactful week 1. But I'm going to say that LSU beats Texas and the Longhorns make it to Atlanta again, but fall short to the LSU Tigers.
How many teams out of the SEC make the college football playoff?
Man, it was 3 last year, and I was dead set on the idea of them making 4. I'm going to say the SEC gets in 4 this year. They were close last season. I'm going to say the SEC gets in 4 this year, Brian.
Who are those 4 teams?
I would say Texas. I would say LSU. I would say probably still Georgia. And then maybe probably Alabama sneaks in there, gets back to where Kalen DeBoer needs them to get back to, at least to the playoff side of things. They want championship for good reason, but I'd say Alabama has a better year and bounce back year under Kalen DeBoer with Grubbs back on that coaching staff.
Yeah. I know we're going to talk to you again next week, and we'll talk a lot more about Arkansas and other games in the SEC next week, but Arch Manning, it's been a off-season full of hype. We were talking about a couple days ago a mock draft that ESPN posted that had him as the number 1 overall pick in next year's NFL draft. It's going to be tough for him first game of the season against Ohio State. Will Arch Manning be the real deal?
Man, I think he has so much hype and so much pressure on him heading into the season, and I think he's probably a top 6 quarterback, top 7, but he's not a top 3, not a top 2 in my opinion. So I don't know if he'll live up to that this season, just because there's so much expectations upon him, and you can in a way say it's unfair, but when you carry that last name and you play football in college, especially at a program like Texas, it kind of accompanies wherever you go. So I'm not gonna say he's gonna be bad, but I don't necessarily think he's gonna be what people expect him to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And again, we're going to find out in Week 1 against Ohio State, because that is a really tough game for the first game of the season. Well, Ty, enjoy the rest of your trip. Enjoy Week 0 tomorrow, and we'll talk to you again next Friday.
All right, Brian. All right, Lena. That sounds good. See you guys.
Thanks, Ty.
Thanks, Ty.
Ty Richardson joining us from ESPN Arkansas to talk the Razorbacks. A lot to talk about with the Razorbacks, as this is going to be a big season. Like we said, it feels like no matter where you look, if you're looking at something that's talking about what coach is on the hot seat, Sam Pittman's name is involved. So we'll see what Arkansas can do this season. We'll talk to him again next week before Arkansas's first game of the season. Well, before we get to a break, let me remind you about our 5 o'clock sponsor. It's Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Jaguar Bluff City has been the premier Jaguar dealership for the greater Memphis area since 1984, and their talented team is ready to help you find your next perfect vehicle at unbeatable rates. Swing by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City today and check out the new 2025 models like the 2025 Range Rover Sport, the 2025 Range Rover Velar, and the 2025 Defender. Test drive the Range Rover Sport, where luxury meets performance. It's a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility, with options ranging from 360 horsepower up to 635. It's also available as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with $7,500 federal tax credit when leased with approved credit. Take a look at the Range Rover Velar, powered by mild hybrid technology and enhanced with the latest well-being features and fully connected entertainment system. The Range Rover Velar is the ultimate luxury compact crossover. Purchase yours today and get special 4.4% for 72 months financing available with approved credit. Don't forget about the Defender. Available multiple models to fit your needs. The Defender is built for the modern explorer. Jaguar Bluff City is offering special interest rates for 60 and 72 months on various models. Give them a call at 877-259-6169. Go online to JaguarBluffCity.com. But head out there, test drive these vehicles. 6335 Wheel Cove, just off of Quinn for Bluff Jaguar. Well, we need to get to another break. When we return, we'll talk about what's trending. And today, during What's Trending, I want to talk about this list that The Athletic posted. I saw it yesterday. We didn't have enough time to discuss it because of the SEC news, but it is 25 best rookie quarterback over the last 25 years. We're going back a while, and so it's a lot of quarterbacks to choose from. But I think number 1 might surprise some people. It is certainly somebody that is still around and still playing football. But I want to take a look at that list, go through some of the quarterbacks that are listed over at the Athletic for the best rookie quarterback seasons over the last 25 years. So we'll do that. We'll do it next on Sportstime.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hello, is Tina there?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Vince from the hit reality show Wives Don't Tell. Tina applied for our show to confess that her husband won't go to the doctor to get his erectile dysfunction checked. She said she's ready for a guy that can bring the heat.
All right, what the hell is going on? You know you're talking to her husband right now? Tina!
Well, she wrote the application that her man's performance is questionable. She's basically married to a coffee table. She also said, we live within driving distance to Memphis Men's Clinic, but he's scared to get a blood test.
Oh my, she is done. She is so done.
Got you, Mike. His nephew Tommy ain't no reality show. It's a prank. Memphis Men's Clinic is the real deal, fellas. Local experts. Test results in minutes. Call 901-390-4151 or hit MemphisMen'sClinic.com before your lady books a new co-star. Memphis Men's Clinic. Making it happen.
And if you're ready for that new Silverado, head to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. Financing is low as 0% and thousands in savings. It's All-Star Chevy's end of summer sale. Thousands off MSRP on everything you're looking for. Suburbans, Traverse, Tahoes, more new Silverados than you'll find anywhere in our area. Choose the new 26 Silverado or Trailblazer and make no payments for 90 days of fall. Your good credit deserves it, and you get it at All-Star. Teachers, military, law enforcement, and all first responders get a $500 bonus back. Every pre-owned or certified pre-owned Chevy is on the lot ready for you to test drive at All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch. This is the best week to get the most money for any vehicle you want to sell. Bring it to All-Star in Olive Branch and get that big check today. Tailgating or fall road trips, head to All-Star. That's where they should begin. Don't miss the end of summer sale at All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch, or go to allstarautogroup.com. Together, let's drive into fall. Again, for more information, go to allstarautogroup.com.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
You know, sometimes I wish I had a gun.
Well, I'm armed, but before I bought one, I still went to Top Gun Academy to learn to protect myself without a gun.
How is that possible?
Top Gun's personal protection training. It's perfect if you want to protect yourself without firearms.
I don't know.
And it's perfect if you feel the need to carry a gun for self-defense, because the last thing you really want to do is shoot.
That is scary.
Not at Top Gun. It's very comfortable, and you learn to load, handle, and shoot a handgun safely. Protect yourself. Go to Top Gun Academy. They're at 2770 Witten Road.
I got him on the line, Marty McNate. Hey, man, what's up over there in VW land at Goss at Volkswagen Germantown?
Randy, we're ready to rock your world with 2025 Taos S, now $258 a month.
$258 a month for Taos S rocks. What else you got?
How about 2025 Jetta S, only $254 a month?
Brand new Jetta S, $254 a month. What about Atlas Cross Sport?
Right now, Goss at Volkswagen Germantown has 2025 Atlas Cross Sport SE, $286 a month.
Atlas Cross, $286 a month, plus all 2025 Atlas Peak Editions, $5,000 off MSRP.
That's right, Randy. Come see me, Marty McNate at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com. And remember, your future's what you make of it.
That's Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
No, it's SMO 586 MSRP 27011, Jetta SMO 85183, MSRP 24150, Cross CSC 228 MSRP 39206. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance with Volkswagen credit. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. Dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details off value 831.25.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. I'm looking at what appears to be a serious wreck here South Memphis 55 southbound at Brooks and Elvis Presley. It's got traffic already slow go down on this side of South Memphis. Again, a car and a truck have tangled up, blocking the left lane at southbound on 55 at Brooks and Elvis Presley. It's also gearing up over here with more volume on 240 getting on to 385. If you'd like to have a much greener and weed-free lawn this coming fall, call Lawn Solutions, 867-5626. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in Sports Time. Bryant Landon with you as we got about 30 minutes left in today's show. We got to talk about what's trending. And what's trending today, I found this list yesterday, Landon. I wanted to bring it up yesterday, but then we had all the news with the SEC and them adding a 9th game that we had to discuss, so I didn't have enough time to bring this up. But over at The Athletic, we know it's still, especially with the NFL, because we're not to the regular season yet, it's still list season. We've slowly made it out
of a good list.
Yeah, we slowly made it out of list season for college football, but we are still in prime list season for the NFL. So The Athletic has ranking the NFL's 25 best rookie quarterback seasons of the past 25 years. So again, the NFL's 25 best rookie quarterback seasons of the past 25 years. So since the year 2000. Would you care to guess who number one is on this list?
Number one?
Number one. The best rookie season we have seen by a quarterback since 2000 in the last 25 years. I guess yeah, since in the last 25 years.
It has to be Jaden Daniels.
It is Jaden Daniels. Very good.
And, I mean, take it into the NFC Championship. I mean, first dude to ever do that.
That's exactly right. Yep, and that's exactly what it says. Has all stats in here. I mean, remarkable stuff what he did last year. And then it says a few first-year quarterbacks have thrown for more yards and touchdowns or had better EPA numbers, but no one on this list was able to enter a rocky situation and completely change the math overnight the way Daniels did last season in Washington. He nearly became the first rookie quarterback to start a Super Bowl. One of the league's brightest young stars, Daniels set NFL rookie quarterback records for rushing yards, fourth quarter overtime touchdowns, and overall completion percentage. Well, since you did so good on number one, who's number two on the list?
I feel like this one, I feel like number one was a given because of the NFC Championship game. I feel like all of these are up in the air now.
Well,
I mean, is it a recent guy?
It is a recent guy.
CJ?
CJ Stroud,
okay,
number
there you
two,
go.
CJ Stroud. A really good year. I mean, we all remember it, and I think we were all super impressed with what we saw. Now, I don't want anybody to take away or try to say, well, because of what happened last year. A little bit of a sophomore slump, but still, what he was able to do in year one as a rookie was incredible. All right, well, let's keep going down the list. I didn't think this is how this was going to play out, but here we go. Number three. Now, this is a little bit further back.
How much further back?
You were in high school when this guy was
that was a 4-year time split there.
I think you were in high school. You're a year younger than me, right?
Yeah.
You're in high school.
Okay.
You're a freshman, but you're in high school.
Freshman. Okay. So that... let's see. I don't even remember what year I was a freshman.
Would you like me to give you the year?
Sure.
2016.
Dak.
Yep, Dak Prescott, 2016.
That was a really good year.
It was. It was great. I mean, he came in, and he took the starting spot, and has had the starting spot ever since then. Number four, since we're just continuing to go down the list.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
This is further back than Dak Prescott.
Further, like super further back?
No, just a couple years. I would say. I mean, I don't want to say a couple because a couple's two, but it was a few years before.
A few years. I'm trying to think. Like around that time frame, so a little bit earlier than Dak. I'm gonna go with RG3.
RG3, number 4. Wow.
Really?
You're on a roll right
Let's
now.
go.
See, I did not. I figured how this was going to go is that you would maybe get number 1 right. And this has nothing against you or your football knowledge.
Right.
I was guessing that you would get number 1 right. maybe we get number 2 right. And then after that, because like you said, it's just kind of up in the air after that. After that, I was just going to read out the list to you, and then we were going to pick some guys. But since you're on such a roll, we're going to continue. Number 5 from way back. But still since 2000, so we're not going like to the 90s or the 80s. Right. But in terms of this time period, way back, number 5 best rookie season by a quarterback.
I feel like my streak ends here.
Good.
Because I don't remember anything earlier than that. I was just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't really focusing on anything. I want to say... I don't know if he's on this list at all. But I want to... Something in me tells me Michael Vick.
Incorrect. It has come to an end. Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, yeah,
was
I would
number 5, 2,621 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 144 yards rushing, and 1 rushing touchdown. The team was 15-1 his rookie season, lost in the AFC title game. Now, it says context is required to understand how big a deal Roethlisberger's rookie year was at the time. He began the year as Pittsburgh's number 3, but found himself on the field in Week 2 after an injury to starter Tommy Maddox. Roethlisberger would go on to start and win his next 13 games, helping Pittsburgh to the league's best record. In his second season, he became the youngest Super Bowl winning quarterback, posting a scorching .21 EPA dropback, or EPA per dropback, and proving to be the missing piece Pittsburgh needed for an elite run. So I'll run through the rest of these real quick for the rest of the 25. Now,
give me a redemption shot.
Okay, number 6, quarterback more recent than Ben Roethlisberger.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
Can I get another reference on the time frame?
You were probably in middle school, maybe?
Well, I'll give you this. I was born in 2000, so whatever the year was is probably what my age was.
So, do you want me to tell you the year? I'm trying to tell you the year.
I guess that just would tell me anyways.
Exactly.
If you told me what age.
Exactly.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
You were 12. It was 2012.
2012. And I already said RG3, right?
No, you did say RG3.
I don't think the draft last that year. Wouldn't happen to be the old Seattle man, would it?
It
Russell
would in fact
Wilson?
be the old Seattle man, Russell Wilson.
Nice.
Let's take another stab at a 2012 guy at number 7.
At number 7, right after him.
Right after him.
That was a really good draft class that year. I'm thinking the only other guy I can think of from there. I'm blanking on his name. Their team's playing Hawaii.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck, yes.
Andrew Luck is correct. Andrew Luck, the general manager at Stanford now.
How about that? Good for him.
It's very interesting. I don't want to change the subject, but Andrew Luck is the general manager at Stanford now. I want to double check that because I say that and I know that's right, but I don't want to say that like it's fact.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of him.
He's general manager.
Yeah, he was like riding a bike in classes around Stanford's campus the other day.
But it's really weird because most general managers in college athletics, you'll just hear, and it's like, I'll just use an example, like for Sacramento State basketball, their general manager is Shaq.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Shaq's just there where when he can, he's going to come and shake hands, kiss babies, get people to donate and support.
Yeah.
That's all they're there for. If you got a recruit you want to get, hey Shaq, you mind calling this kid from wherever? We want to get him on our team. Yeah, hey, it's Shaq. Come play for Sacramento State. Oh, heck yeah, if Shaq's telling me to play. But Andrew Luck in this general manager role, he's like in charge. Like he's making decisions for Stanford football.
That's awesome.
And so it's very interesting how this general manager role is becoming a big thing and how it's kind of evolving and how some places are using it in one way, other places are using it in a different way. And for Andrew Luck, he is, like this story on CBS Sports, Andrew Luck back at Stanford as general manager, ex-Colts star aiming to return Cardinal football to relevance in new era. Nobody's writing that story about Shaquille O'Neal trying to bring Sacramento State basketball to relevance. Like
he's embracing the role.
He is embracing the role, and he is He's a big decision maker with Stanford, which I find really, really fascinating to see him in that. Seeing if I had any other information in this story about how he is in that decision making.
Well, I trust him. One of the greatest QBs to ever come out of Stanford.
That's right.
Tore it up at the Colts. Gone too soon.
So here's what it says. It says, after investigations revealed in March that then coach Troy Taylor mistreated female staffers, Stanford swiftly moved to part ways with him, with Luck playing a central role in the decision.
Go.
He's like a big time decision maker, or I shouldn't say big time, but he is in those conversations.
Oh, decision maker for sure.
And
as a general manager, that's awesome.
I find that really interesting. We only have a couple minutes left in this segment, so let me roll through some of these other names on here.
Right.
8 Justin Herbert, 9 Cam Newton, 10 Bo Nix, 11 Kyler Murray, 12 Caleb Williams, 13 Matt Ryan, 14 Deshaun Watson, 15 Baker Mayfield, 16 Brock Purdy, 17 Gardner Minshew, 18 Jameis Winston, 19 Mac Jones, 20 Drake May, 21 Joe Flacco, 22 Teddy Bridgewater, 23 Marcus Mariota, 24 Carson Wentz, and 25 Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Anything that you disagree with on this list?
I think I would have been good up until like number 15.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I don't think I was going to be able to guess any of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like Brock Purdy's was really good too, because I felt like he took the league by storm. Mr. Irrelevant came in. I thought he did a really good job in his first year there.
Brock Purdy was really good. He lost in the NFC title game.
Yeah.
His team was 13-4. But I think when you look at his numbers, he was 67% completion percentage, which is really good for a rookie, but only 1,300 yards, basically. It's 1,374 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 4 INTs. You look one spot ahead of him. And this is one that I've heard some people say Baker Mayfield should be higher than number 15 on this list. And so when you look up from 16 Brock Purdy to having 74 yards, 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, to Baker Mayfield one spot ahead of him, who had 3,725 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Who's behind him? Gardner Minshew, who had over 3,000 yards, Jameis Winston over 4,000 yards, Mac Jones. So I think Brock Purdy, really good rookie season.
Yeah.
Really good team. Led them to a title game.
And I think that's the huge thing.
I think those
that
numbers
he was
come into play.
Well, I think the team that he was surrounded with.
Definitely.
The player, I mean, that's basically the equivalent of Julian saying at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still say that I still have questions about Purdy, and if he is a good to great NFL quarterback, because I've seen him. It's kind of like what we talked about, and we talked about this a lot off the air last year. You were never very high on Sam Darnold because you were like, that was the system in Minnesota. We've seen him fail at all these other places. He gets to the system in Minnesota and he thrives. I've only seen Brock Purdy in the system in San Francisco, and all we've been told is plug and play any quarterback in San Francisco, and it's gonna work out.
It's proven true,
and it has proven true. So I think a lot of that came into play when ranking him number 16.
In that context, I can see him being down there. Still, I mean, still great. I mean, you always want your rookie QBs to do well, but still to perform like that and make a postseason appearance is always going to be impressive.
Absolutely.
But I think with all those people, I think I like the spot Cam Newton was at. I thought that was a good spot for him to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those guys, I think after 15, I would have been lost in the dark there.
Well, and it gets a little tricky after that. I mean,
it does.
A lot of names, and 25 years is a long time, in terms of naming quarterbacks.
Number 25, I mean, Daniel Jones made the list. What are we doing?
Good luck with that. Yeah, we would have been here all day trying to guess number 25. But a fun list as it's still list season.
Real good list.
Still list season in the NFL as they'll wrap up their preseason this week. And a handful of games tonight in the NFL, and then tomorrow they'll get everything wrapped up. No Sunday games in week 3 of the preseason, as a lot of teams will be making decisions, making cuts, figuring out who will be on that roster and who won't be. So it'll be a lot of fun keeping up with that all weekend. Well, we need to wrap everything up, get to our final break, and when we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Mo's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio
for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Corporate Catering. Enjoy tacos made with crunchy slaw, grilled fish, and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. Find out more, call Jenny Nash at 901-606-3172.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finished with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes, or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails, like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. We can't wait to serve you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Hey, Mid-South, if you're looking for a new ride at a great price, you know we got it at Gossett Kia on the Pike, and they all come equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 2025 Kia K4 LXS, we got it $185 a month, 39 MPG highway. How about 2025 Kia K5 GT line, we got it $245 a month. And 2025 Kia Sportage LX Hybrid, Gossett Kia on the Pike's got it at $295 a month. All $49.99 do it signing, 24-month lease. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today. Hurry to Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online anytime at KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
K4 LXS SE 177-230 MSRP 24,465. K5 GT line S5 31,3320 MSRP 29,780. Sportage S7 21,7285 MSRP 32,810. Includes all rebates and incentives. Finance from KFA. Excludes PPNL with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 9/2/2025.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started, so.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This is Geraldo. It is Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye, Joe Haskell.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Landon, what I learned today, it's something we've spent most of today talking about. It's that college football kicks off tomorrow morning. A handful of games, not a ton, as we start week 0. Next week we'll have week 1, but tomorrow it starts in Dublin. A top 25 matchup, number 22 Iowa State against number 17 Kansas State. A little bit after that, we'll get our first look at Dan Mullins with his new team at UNLV. Later in the evening, 5:30 on Fox, Fresno State and Kansas, as Kansas opens up their brand new football stadium. 6 o'clock, a fun CUSA matchup, Sam Houston and Western Kentucky. And then the one I know you are excited about, Stanford and Hawaii on CBS on 6:30. There's a couple of FCS games sprinkled in there as well, so we'll have a pretty good slate tomorrow of college football. But I think no matter if you like, the group of 5 football, if you like FCS football, whatever you like, I think everyone's just happy that we have college football in front of us and everyone's going to be watching tomorrow because, like we've been calling it this week, kind of that appetizer for really the full wave of games we'll get next week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be absolutely exciting. Football is back, and we're not going to be without football for a very long time. 'Tis the season. What I learned today was that Tyler Sullivan with CBS Sports gave 3 scenarios for the perfect landing spots for the QB2 position for 3 different teams. The first one, Taylor Heineke, currently with the Chargers. He believes the best fit is in Carolina, backing up Bryce Young. What does this mean for Andy Dalton? I have absolutely no idea. Kirk Cousins, he believes his landing spot could be to the LA Rams. With this potentially being Matt's last season, I don't think many people have a lot of faith in old Jimmy G to lead the charge. So Kirk O'Chain's going out to LA to take hold of that team. I think fits with the mold, fits with Sean McVay. Could be a good landing spot for him. And then the final one, Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett to the Cowboys. What do you make of potentially Kenny Pickett being a landing spot as a QB2 for the Cowboys?
I don't know. I think anything's better than what they've got right now with Joe Milton. So.
I mean, hey, Super Bowl champion Kenny
Pickett. That's a great point. As you always remind us, Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett to you. So I wouldn't hate it. Again, I think it's better than Joe Milton. Joe Milton has shown nothing. I mean, the amount of stories I've seen since the start of preseason that are saying stuff like Joe Milton has shown exactly why he is not QB number 2 for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it is not looking good behind Dak Prescott. All I know is we better get a healthy Dak Prescott this year.
Yeah, I saw the video that was released earlier today about how Joe Milton was talking against people who claim he threw too hard and saying, if you got a problem with how hard I throw, you shouldn't be in the NFL. God bless me with this gift and talent, so...
It's true.
He can throw hard. That's good, right? That's that's what you need.
I just wish he was a little more accurate with his throws.
That would be good. But hey, maybe Kenny Pickett backing up old Dak could be a good duo over in Dallas.
Maybe. I don't remember what what I could have done without yesterday was. I know it wasn't this, but it was going to be this, and then something else popped up, and I made it that. But this story that came out yesterday, Quentin Brown, the father of Celtics star Jaylen Brown, was arrested and charged with attempted murder yesterday in Las Vegas. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, they responded to a stabbing at 5:42 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. According to reports, the altercation started because of a door ding in a parking lot. The victim's girlfriend said she and her boyfriend, a youth football coach, were sitting in a parking lot when an SUV opened its door and hit their driver's side door, prompting the victim to get out of the car to check for damage. Brown allegedly was immediately verbally confrontational after the victim responded by slapping a side mirror on Brown's car. Brown retaliated with profanity. As the victim turned his back, Brown, with an unnamed object, swung his arm in a stabbing motion, striking the coach in the back. The victim attempted to run away, but Brown reportedly caught him and stabbed him in the abdomen. So, I think I'm just going to leave it at that because I think
I could do without that too.
I think that speaks for itself.
It sure does. I can certainly do without that, but I can also do without this. It also mentions, your Cowboys.
Thank you.
The continuing of the unfolding of the drama between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons.
That's what I could have done without yesterday. That's exactly what it was.
There you go.
That story came out with him on Michael Irvin's podcast or whatever it was.
I mean, come on. You're more concerned with being a headline than you are winning games. But I think one of the things that we're sweeping under the rug that we haven't talked about a whole lot is the fact that during this entire process, Micah is not practicing. He's not out there running through drills. I'm sure he's helping setting up. He's around doing those things, but he's not going full tilt. And Jerry Jones expects Micah to be out there week 1 against the defending Super Bowl champions in the Philadelphia Eagles. I highly doubt that will occur.
Can I share a conspiracy theory with you?
Please
and we
do.
don't have much time. I know we're kind of running out of time, so I can't elaborate on this conspiracy theory.
My tinfoil hat is on.
I think the deal's already done.
You think there's no divorce?
I think the deal's already done. I think that these are just a far-out conspiracy.
That this is just drama?
Jerry Jones has said, he literally told us, I like when the Cowboys have drama. I like when they're in the news. On the other side, Mike Parsons, I'm not saying that he likes drama, but he knows how to play the game. He knows how to get people talking about him. And I saw someone point this out because, Jerry Jones is on with Michael Irvin, and he's about to do
He's on Stephen A. Smith earlier today.
Did that already come out? I haven't
today.
seen it. But I know he was on, and when that was posted, someone pointed out, I don't know if Jerry Jones would be doing all of this and looking so happy when he sees Stephen A. if he knows exactly what Stephen A. is going to be asking and how bad this is getting, that they were like, I don't know, just maybe something to think about. So I think maybe the deal is done. Where are you beaming?
The only place that I would ever beam in history, and that is take me to Hawaii. Front row of Clarence T.C. Ching Complex as we welcome the Cardinal to our house.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one, kind of the how to finish the night of Week 0. Beam me to this first game, 11 a.m. on ESPN, a top 25 matchup in Dublin. It's also a conference game. Farmageddon between Iowa State and Kansas State should be fun, but it's going to be so much fun no matter what game is on in front of you. I know everybody is looking forward to watching some college football tomorrow. We've got a lot of baseball as well, kind of sprinkled in there, and then the final week of preseason games in the NFL. Also tonight, high school football kicking off around Memphis. I know we had some games last night, but really kicking off tonight, so I know a lot of people heading to high school games or getting ready to head to high school games, so enjoy those. Good luck to everybody, but enjoy your weekend. That's all the time we have. We'll talk to you again Monday afternoon.